All right, chat. Welcome to episode 31 of Never Before Seen, where I have been muted. My name is AmberCyprian, Mike not counting, and I will be your host tonight as we bring you a speedrun of a game that has never before been seen in a mainline GDQ event. As always, if you happen to speedrun a game or a category that has never been run in an AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQx event, and you'd like to submit it to the show, type !NBS into the chat to find the link to be able to send me your runs, and I would love to have you on board. So before we get started with the run that we have planned for tonight, we do have a few announcements. First and foremost, Frame Fatales. Let's remind everyone, Frame Fatales is going to be having its next all-women speedrunning event called Flame Fatales in late August. Game and volunteer submissions are open right now until May 22nd, so that's not too far off from now. Type !FF into Twitch chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/Frame Fatales for more information. And while you're on our website, consider the following. We have SGDQ 2022. It is coming up. It is at the end of June. Go to gamesdonequick.com. If you're already there looking up Frame Fatales information, you'll be able to go to GDQ.com homepage for more information about the event. Registration is currently capped. And reminder, if you are registered, remember to update your vaccine info on the site by May 23rd. You are running out of time. And then also, if you're watching this over on YouTube, go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. So, tonight here on Never Before Seen, we are celebrating Mega May as the Mega Man speedrun community has come out in full force to bring you all a run of the Mega Man Star Force series. And that's right, we're joined by GhostSit for their run of Star Force 2, any % no wave command codes, and Fat Kid and Rish are here to provide awesome commentary to guide us through the run from start to finish. So, how y'all doing tonight? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's good.
Doing all right. Excited to see GhostSit run through Star Force 2. I haven't seen him do this run in quite a bit, so.
Oh, sorry, Fat Kid.
Yes.
And I've actually never seen a full Star Force run. I'm familiar with Battle Network, but I'm very eager to see what this has in store for us.
All right. So I'm going to start making my auto brother, and we're going to be playing on the Saurian version so we can get a few extra bonuses with our tribe. Rich, do you want to explain tribes while I do this?
Yes, there are 3 versions of the game that you can play through. Technically, there's 2 versions per cartridge. That's why it's Zerker X Saurian, but we're going to specifically be using Saurian here. This decides a transformation that you will have access to later. And yeah, we'll talk a bit more about exactly the benefits of that tribe when we actually get to that point. But
good choice.
Very good choice.
All right.
Is that a Chow at the bottom of the screen?
We'll explain
From the Sonic
Hertz
series?
They're called Hertz.
They're similar.
Okay.
Are they really? You don't raise them.
Well, no, but they look similar. Kind
Okay, Fat Kid, we get it. It's UK time for you. It's all right. All right. So, I'm gonna start down, start count, and we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to do some cheat code stuff so we can get some extra cards in the beginning.
Yes, in the Star Force series, specifically Star Force 1 and 2, there is a feature known as Cipher Mail, which you get access to from the moment the game starts. You put in this 3-line or 1 to 3-line set of codes that give you access to certain cards, which are different attacks that you'll have access to in combat, or different abilities that will increase your stats or give you certain effects as well. So we can get access to these right from the beginning. Some of them won't be used right away as we need some other requirements first, but putting these in as early as possible, because normally the first thing you have to do is the tutorial. And luckily for us, Star Force 2 is the first and only game in the Battle Network and Star Force series where you can skip the tutorial in its entirety. So that's why we want to get these as soon as possible and strengthen our folder very quickly.
We also get a weapon that confuses enemies and boosts our attack.
Yes. Do you want to talk about that, Fakin? Like the different weapons?
Yeah, you can switch weapons You can switch Omegasys' weapon, which is who Geo, the main character, transforms into. For the most part, we just use it for the extra damage on the charge shot, and the confusion's pretty nice. Does this run even pick up any other weapons?
We pick up Buster Glove and Kaiser Knuckle.
Kaiser Knuckle. I don't think you picked that one up. All right, cool. I knew that. I was just testing the runner.
That's like every run. We always pick up Kaiser Knuckle.
Yeah, I didn't want you to forget.
I'm not. I can't forget about it when we got a whole commotion in chat about if it was a translation error.
Oh,
Yep.
true.
Good old Kelvin Knuckle.
Calvin Knuckle.
So yes, unfortunately, runs of Star Force 2 start off very slow, but then things will pick up very quickly once all of these codes are in.
Yeah.
It's also important to note that these codes are very, very specific in terms of the characters you have to type in. You have to type in all of these capitalizations of letters and every punctuation, and you can't put spaces at the end. You have to put the new line character. All of this is very specific, or you will not get the reward that you expect. You'll get nothing.
Having an extra space or a wrong like capitalization or a wrong comma, it just says nope and then doesn't tell you what was wrong.
But luckily,
Very
we can use the
annoying.
touch screen because in Star Force 1, you can't do that. And you actually have to use the face buttons.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the worst way to type things in.
But it has
It
like
is-
all these like touchscreen mini games, but it doesn't use the keyboard for touchscreen.
This is a nice improvement, sort of, that you get access to these codes from the beginning of the game. If you're familiar with the Battle Network series more so, this is basically the equivalent of lotto codes. But these codes in particular are very, very annoying. And I've heard many people say that they almost want to run these games, but the codes at the beginning just kind of turn them off from it.
Yeah, to explain what these are, most of these you can find by like running around the game and like interacting with certain objects, and it'll give you like a code. Like they're secrets, basically, kind of like cheats.
Yeah.
In Battle Network, you could also find some by watching the anime and silly things like that.
Yeah, there's a very famous sushi restaurant that had a secret code on it for Battle Network.
On the menu.
On the menu. So you had to go to a specific restaurant in Japan to actually learn that code. They had a lot of little kind of Easter eggs all over the place. Some of them were never actually discovered until more recently, just by digging through the actual game's code. So,
Shout out to Prof 9.
Yeah. Hero.
And we're playing on the European version because in other versions, you get what's called white cards, and you can use wave command codes to get extra giga cards.
yes, should talk a bit about the category that we're running here, speaking of which. The reason it's called any % no wave command codes is because of a feature in the US and JP version of the games known as wave command codes. These are basically codes you can put in on a different menu. You basically would overlay a card on your touchscreen, and it would show you places to tap on the screen. You have to tap on it 6 times to get a particular reward out of it. You can get crazy amounts of Zenny. You can get other items in general. Later on, as Ghostit mentioned, there are these blank cards that you can get free Giga cards from. And you can also get access to the ultimate transformation of the game in every fight for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
From the beginning of the game, and it's incredibly busted and saves like an hour over this particular category.
It trivializes the game
What?
entirely,
Oh my
but this version does not even have access to it because no wave command codes. So
Yeah, they
it
did
has some other
I hit
benefits of
J.
using the European version.
They did
mostly
not
Zenny.
they didn't sell the booklet with the cards in Europe. So because of that, rather than just keeping the functionality in the game, they completely took it out of the game, and like the blank cards you would otherwise have to pick up get changed to other items. So
We also
This is
want to
the
talk about the
last
encounter rate too for this game.
Yeah, the encounter rate in this game is, at least among the people that play it, infamously high. You always run into encounters really frequently, and it's way worse than the other Star Force games. Thankfully, they at least buffed, were they cloakers?
Yes.
Which are feel like Pokemon repels, basically.
Or sneak runs from BN.
Yeah.
So is that the last one? That's normally the last one I list in my notes.
That
so.
is the last one.
We are free.
Well, don't
right,
insult me for using your notes. Wait a second.
Get to
So
play the game.
now, just going through a few like introductory text boxes, and this will lead us into the tutorial of the game. And we will get to throw in some of those cards and equip some of the items that we got from Cypher Mail.
And you have to transmission exactly on these spots right here too.
Yeah, this is the only way that you can enter what is called the Wave World, where you become Mega Man himself.
The Mega Man himself.
The Mega Man coming to your TV.
So, as I said, this is the only game in the Battle Network and Star Force series combined where you can skip the cuts or the tutorial. So we just have to do these 3 fights back to back with a bunch of Metenas.
Shoutouts to the Battle Network series in every single game having the exact same tutorial.
Yeah.
Well, they had a full synchro, so we'll give them that.
At certain points, the combat does change slightly, and that's like why even there's another game in the Star Force series after this that reintroduces a forced tutorial because the combat's slightly different.
God, they continue the series?
Not in Europe, they didn't. What is this mythical third game that can't exist?
Oh yeah.
Or Star Force 3.
But funny thing is, Star Force 3 doesn't have a tutorial because it doesn't exist. I mean, in Europe.
They removed the tutorial from the European version. They forgot to include the rest of the game too.
Yep. All right, so now
We're gonna help this guy that screams money at us.
Yep, money is everything to him. Basically, this ship crashed into the ground. It was a giant floating advertisement for a movie, and it apparently crashed because the propeller came off. So we have to go find the propeller that's on the roof of this building over here. Don't know how we can see it from here, but you know, it is what it is.
Also, shout out to like Luna's place for being the most important place we always have to walk to.
Yeah, always have to walk to her roof somehow.
Oh, should we explain the Chow?
Yes, if you would like to.
The Chow are little programs, basically, called perks. They're this game's equivalent of the Progbots from Battle Network. I mean, they don't really do that much other than say funny things and be cute.
And then in battles, they give you like extra stuff too.
Yeah, they're essentially just like this game's way of all of the electronics work because the Hertz are always working on them. They all have a role.
Yeah, like I saw them, immediately thought Chow, and you comparing them to Progbots now makes all the sense in the world to me.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like funny, goofy, cute thing, basically.
They're definitely cuter than Progbots, not gonna lie.
They are kind of adorable, I will admit. There's
Even
even
though we have to shoot them every time we encounter them.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, they just lose us time in fights, unfortunately. So, but I will say because we're watching Star Force 2 here, I'll bring up the greatest one of them all of the Hertzes is in Star Force 3. The big Chungus Hertz.
Why did you choose?
Yeah, in my mind, I really wanted to counter them. That's why my head went there. It's satisfying to counter in this game. I'm sorry.
It is.
All right, we've acquired the propeller. We can help them get the giant floating advertisement back in the sky, and we can go about our day.
I give it to Grady Missa.
Oh, can we take an encounter? I forgot.
That's another thing that you might notice about Mega Man games in general, but like specifically and especially the Battle Network and Star Force series. Most names are puns in some way. For example, that name is supposed to be Greedy Miser. You know, they literally call out the fact that the main character's name is Geo, like the Earth, and one of the other main characters that he's friends with is named Luna, like the moon.
I mean, that's like being because like land, male, like but
Land,
ACDC.
land.
Well, yeah, but you also get NPC names in this, and they had a field day with those.
The greatest one, an old man who will show up later on in the show, or the show, in the game.
Dude, I love Bob Copper's like with dislikes because says he hates baseballs. Yep. And I just realized that in the run. I was like, "That's pretty good." You just
realized that?
I didn't pay attention to the time. Dude, I played on Wii U at first.
But yeah, there's a lot of really funny like callbacks and just jokes that are hidden throughout the game that you really have to pay attention to. But unfortunately, we don't get to call them out all the time.
So
really
we're gonna
make a list.
We're gonna grab a BMW.
Yeah, it's more important. Okay, I've got to talk about the funny thing first. All right, now go sit. What are you actually trying to do in the video game?
Okay, so I'm about to pick up an HP memory so we can add to our health, so we can run away, so we can like use cloakers to not get encounters in certain areas.
Yeah, increasing your maximum HP lets you sneak run or repel from more encounters, avoid them, which is very useful.
Yep, you have to hit certain HP thresholds in order to be able to do that. So we need to grab this HP memory as early as possible right now. It's one of the few that we get access to this early, as well as this one in the mailbox CC over here. This will eventually get us enough HP that we can use a cloaker through the entire first dungeon area, which is sadly, much nicer with how often we get encounters. Yeah. I will also bring this up because it is a feature specific to Star Force 2 that we've already seen but not touched on at all. There is a mechanic known as star cards. Ghostic got a ground wave, or it's actually grand wave, star, I think 1 or 2. What these star cards do is there's 3 extra slots in your folder specifically for star cards. So it allows you to throw 1 extra copy of a particular card into your folder. And the star cards buff all other copies of that card as well in terms of damage. For example, we have a Plasma Gun 2 in our folder from Cypher Mail, and we got a Plasma Gun 2 star 3 that buffs its damage by about 30, which results in both the Plasma Gun 2s dealing an extra 30 damage.
Yeah, sadly we won't see any heat grenade stars in this run.
Yeah. It would be nice. Gold Mystery Wave Minute. Yes. One day.
I mean, you gave up on the notes, so I don't think that RNG minute is going to come any sooner.
Oh, you almost got run over. Careful.
It's fine. This is BN/Star Force. Cars aren't in like anything in this.
Yeah. So we just grabbed a cloaker. Unfortunately, we don't have any money just yet to afford a cloaker, and we don't actually have access to any shops that would normally sell them. So we need to pick up that one specifically, even though it's rather out of the way overall. And that will allow us to use a cloaker during this first scenario to great effect.
Talking to a fan who's a giant fan of Sonya, who's one
objectively
of the
wrong.
Yeah,
Our boy Ivor got
the best character in the game that you see once. A returning Star Force 1 character.
How could you forget about Ivor got?
It's so good. That was good, Rich. That was really good. that was so dumb, but it was good.
I hate doing puns, but I feel obligated to whenever I see a Star Force run.
Nah, you eat pancakes all day and say bruh, so that's a good.
So,
Bud lost his ticket. Oh, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, we're on a trip to the movie theater, but our friend Bud has lost his movie theater ticket, and so we have to go find it. Turns
so we're
out
gonna help this guy get like a skateboard. So I like to get a skateboard. So we're gonna like check on this girl's like profile to see what she likes, so we can tell him, hey, She likes this, my guy.
Yeah. This is introducing a mechanic of the game where you can basically kind of spy on people by turning into Mega Man and going into their what is called a star carrier. And you can basically just read all of their personal data, which is a little odd for sure, but
Well, they acknowledge it's not moral, but
Yeah.
Omega Sis is like, I want to do it.
Gio's like, oh, are you sure? I don't know.
but
Good Rick and
basically
Morty
yeah,
moment there.
this guy is trying to like figure out what this girl likes in men so that he can potentially have a chance. But she doesn't talk to even us as a kid, so we're just trying to figure this out for the homie or this random guy on the internet.
That random guy has some great lines, especially later.
What's his name? Casanova?
Yes. Casanova. Somebody asked, is there any glitches in this game, or is it pure gameplay? There's no real glitches that I can think of.
Yeah.
You make use of.
These speedruns, whether fortunately or unfortunately, that's up to you, don't really have any glitches to exploit.
Some of the Battle Network games kind of have a few, and they definitely have a lot of RNG manipulation, but not that heavy. Not that heavily glitch.
Well, until you talk about Battle Network 5,
Yeah, Battle
which
Network 5 's
we don't have to
exception,
talk about.
That's
If
we
you-
get
if you wanna-
Richard
if you
world
wanna see
record in
that-
DN5. All right.
I mean,
If you-
he has them in most of them, to be fair.
If you want to see that showcase, I actually did do that on a previous GDQ hotfix like last year. So you can check out how broken Battle Network 5 is. But
Don't watch that one, he never invited me.
And you get to see Rich's pretty face there too.
That was on the community spotlight, I believe, right?
yes, that was a community spotlight with Railcoon last Mega May. So
Yeah, Railcoon actually put me in touch with y'all because y'all had a lot of content, and Ray's like, I can't do more than 3 hours, but I have a few shows I can also do an additional couple of runs.
Oh, nice.
yeah, you guys are always kind to reach out to us, especially around May for content and whatnot. We're always happy to show off the different runs. I think at this point we're getting close to having all of the Battle Network and Star Force games having been shown on AGDQ hotfix at some point.
It's fine. We'll get Star Force 1 next year. We good.
Sorry, I was laughing because I forgot that guy. That's his best feature, his glasses as his secret. And
I never even noticed that one.
yeah, he says best feature glasses. The first woman you talk to is like best feature fair skin.
Yep, that one I remember.
Somebody in chat said talked about game crashing. Yeah, I have never had this game crash on me once in like hundreds of hours, so it must be a different game you're thinking of.
So we were able to pick up 2 Blue Mystery data, or Blue Mystery waves in this game, which are set rewards for those unfamiliar with the game. One of them had 450 Zenny and the other had 550 Zenny in it. It gives you just enough for this first HP memory, which is very important, as I said, for hitting that HP threshold so that we can cloak her very shortly. 1 more HP memory here, and then we need to hit 160 max HP in order to be able to cloak her through these areas. So we're very close.
So I have seen like gameplay of the Star Force series before, and I remember one of the first things I was shown by the same friend who gave me a cartridge of Battle Network 6 in high school. They showed me this battle, and I was like, but I like the 2D side view. And apparently a friend of mine in the Sonic Adventure 2 community created a fan game engine to be used to create Star Force fan games, because he really likes the Star Force series. And it actually recreates the Battle Network, not Battle Network series, but the Star Force series battle system, but with the 2D side point like Battle Network, which is really, really cool.
I've seen there's at least one fan game in the works that I've seen. It actually takes inspiration from the canceled concept for there's a Star Force 4 concept that was relatively recently released. And it has that same aspect
Like
where
2019.
feels like yesterday, okay?
That's fair.
But yeah, it has that aspect where it's the sort of side view in 2D for the combat, but it's still Star Force gameplay in that you only have access to the one row, and you still have access to your shield and the ability to lock on and whatnot. It's just from the same perspective as Battle Network combat, which is a pretty interesting mix. And overall, I don't necessarily mind the perspective. Either way works well. But for me personally, I really like the action-oriented combat of Star Force over the more strategy-focused combat for Battle Network. It's just whichever one appeals to you.
Yeah.
Never heard of this like Star Force engine thing before though. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like
Come on,
there's
back again the now.
I can send y'all a link as well. I could just post that in the Never Before Seen channel here, just in case y'all are interested in checking it out. And
So do you want to explain why there's ghosts everywhere now?
I got this. So basically, some guy showed up while we were watching a Ghostbusters-esque movie. It's literally, well, I forget what it's called. Ghost Dusters.
I forgot. Really?
Ghost Dusters or something. But while this is happening, someone shows up, some evil guy shows up, and just creates all of these electromagnetic frequencies that look like ghosts. That's what these are. These are EM ghosts.
Okay.
And they're just running around and causing mayhem, and looks like it's nighttime. Now we're in the first dungeon area where we have to avoid these ghosts. If we run into them, it puts us into a forced encounter. We cannot run away from it or anything. But it's pretty much just cycle-based to avoid the ghosts at all costs.
Oh my god. Just in case. Okay.
These ghosts are pretty annoying because they have a random time delay for when they will just kind of disappear. And one
Nice.
Wait, what'd you get?
No firing one, so I don't have to worry about the blue mystery wave later.
Yes. Firing ones are very nice because they're fire damage. We like to make use of that in this particular speedrun. Because of our Saurian form that we'll be getting later on. We'll talk more about that when we actually get to it though. We're getting very close. This is a rather annoying thing that like I always forgot about. You have to go and trigger a cutscene first before you can actually go back the way that you need to go.
Oh, silly Rish. How could you? The cool thing about Star Force is that you can lock on enemies with chips. So with swords, we like if like an enemy could be like panels away, and then we can just appear right in front of them and just kill them.
Yeah, it makes pretty much every card in the game has a valid use, whereas normally if you're more familiar with Battle Network, it's a bit difficult, as he mentioned, to use swords, for example, that only have a one wide range.
Well, yeah, folded building in general is less focused on like specific things, and codes are gone. If you're familiar with Battle Network, you can just put anything with anything and it will just all flow. The only thing stopping you is you can only choose cards vertically, the menu screen, or horizontally if you play Zerka version, but that's not really important.
So, we did just pick up HP Memory 10. So we are now at 160 max HP, which is the perfect amount to be able to use a cloaker through this area. And that will allow us to get to the first boss without any more encounters. You might have noticed, like, thus far, we haven't really gone very far, but we've gotten like 5-6 encounters because of this game's awful encounter rate. That's about to change.
Cloakers work below the HP threshold in this game, or is that just Star Force 3? I don't remember.
I swear I got proven wrong about this by the person who wrote the dump on like how cloakers work. But I believe in Star Force 2, the way it works is it filters encounters if you're above or at the threshold, and it also reduces the rate at which you get encounters. So it is helpful outside of combat in terms of reducing the number of encounters you are getting. But it doesn't actually deny encounters in any way.
Yeah,
it's
so
just
the
less
same
encounters.
as Star Fox
Checks.
3, except I think Star Fox 3 probably has better odds at preventing the encounters when you're over the care or under the care.
Star Force 3 has this weird mechanic where sometimes it'll randomly just decide that with a cloaker equipped, you will not get an encounter anyway.
I always get hit by this ghost.
That one's difficult because like you have to finagle your way in between two ghosts, and your run speed is slower than them, so you have to be really careful. But that is all of the ghosts that we have to avoid. Now we just have to. There's two that are just stuck in our way. We have to fight them. So. Oh, the frame one. If you mash out time stop cards like that, frame one, it will actually be before they could possibly even fade out and not be damageable. But sometimes you're just like a frame late and you miss it.
The Ivor Got standing there, save him.
I don't think that's quite Ivor got, but
Okay,
You proved me wrong.
I mean, I don't know if he'll even have a pop-up if you talk to him.
so Cancer Bubble can only hit 2 rows, so I just have to wait for I just had to wait for them to be like right behind each other, or two different.
It chooses the first row that an enemy is in and then one row behind it to hit. And here we are at the first boss. It's actually a rather nice draw. This is Dark Phantom. There's not really too much to his pattern. He kind of just randomly moves around. If you move into his column, he will disappear for a short bit of time. And otherwise, he tries to come to the front to hit you. Sometimes he'll do this claw attack. And he's just, well, he's done.
Easy every time.
We haven't really talked about it. Fakid mentioned that our Buster has this ability, but we didn't talk about the exact effect. Our Buster has the ability to confuse enemies, which is actually rather interesting.
Did I just say that at the beginning of the run? I was getting it?
You did.
You said it has confusion, but we didn't go into what the hell
yeah.
that means.
Okay.
What confusion does is it causes enemies to basically either not be able to attack, or their attacks are much, much slower in some way. Some enemies will move slower. They won't recognize that you are in front of them. So if, for example, Dark Phantom wouldn't be able to teleport out of the way if you were just in front of him. It's really useful early on, but later on when we get our transformation, we can't even make use of it. So that's why we'll be getting different weapons at that point.
And to clear something up in chat, you can only encounter random bosses as encounters when you beat their V2 version, which is always in a fixed location. So the run for both Balnoa and Star Force generally never has to worry about that. You have to go and fight V2 first, and you only run into that if you know where it is.
Yep. In this game too, you also have to talk to it specifically. So you have to see it, walk up to it, and interact with it, which is unique across the Battle Network and Star Force series.
Only after that will they be thrown into the encounter pool for everyone.
Yes, exactly. We're actually going to do what is known as a help request, which in this case is actually just a quiz. These are set answers that we have to do. For example, it's 2, 1, 2 here. Yes. And that's going to get us an HP memory. We're trying to hit later thresholds for cloakers so that we can minimize the number of encounters we're getting overall. For the most part, for the first half of the game, we're able to hit most of the thresholds past this point.
So in this part, since we're playing on the European version, if we were playing on the US or JP version, this character, Mr. Boreal, would have given us a white card, but instead he just gives us an upgrade.
Yeah, so we're here to upgrade our star carrier because of story reasons. It doesn't actually influence anything. It's just a story trigger. But he gives us nothing here. This is the only instance where a blank card is replaced with nothing on the European version for whatever reason.
Yeah, but luckily for the other ones, we get 2,000 Zenny, which helps with more cloakers and HP memories.
They probably just did it. I mean, they could have replaced it with a card, I guess, but they probably just did it because it would be weird for you. It'd be like, oh, hey, here's an upgrade. Also, here's some money.
Yeah.
It would be pretty weird if he just gave you 2,000 Zenny instead.
I mean, but we have that quiz, so it's okay. So it's whatever. So just to give us some extra boost in speed, we're gonna get Best Girls wallpaper. Of course he
is. If you ever
is.
stop saying no to it, maybe.
Yeah. Sorry, I was mashing too fast for the game to keep up.
Is this a good luck charm?
Yeah. This is just a good luck charm. Go sit, press the select button. The top screen will actually change to a different screen where we would see that background rather than the sky. The sky changes throughout the game. It's like, no, there it is.
Yeah, I didn't think about it for a second.
The sky changes throughout the game to like accompany different story aspects, but none of it's actually super important. The top screen is literally just for visual appearance in this game.
Come on, we gotta know what our favorite cards are. I always like to be reminded I love long swords.
It does also show us something that we haven't quite talked about, which is link power. At the end of the last scenario, we formed what is known as a brother band, which think of it as you're adding someone on Facebook, kind of. It's basically just a signification of friendship in this world. And these relationships formed through brother bands give you what is known as link power, which is actually an important resource in the speedrun because we use it to equip abilities. We did get one ability earlier, which got us its HP plus 50, which costs 50 link power. And that's why we actually currently have 210 max HP. That doesn't actually influence... That ability does not influence the cloaker thresholds. It's only our base HP without those abilities. So it's important to note, despite our max HP being 230 right now, it's really actually only 180 for those thresholds.
And chat's pointed out, but yeah, Zenny is just money. It's like a generic currency used in a bunch of Capcom games in the series.
Yep.
Sadly, not in Resident Evil SMA.
No. Unlucky.
So we're moving on to the second area of the story. Apparently, I think everyone in this story is just on summer break right now. And what better way to spend your summer vacation than to go to a skiing resort?
Then we come across, I guess it's the first, of this game's theme of bad guys, that they're based on myths or cryptid kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Phantom is just kind of based on ghosts and whatnot. The rest are more actual big myths.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that until he just pointed it out.
I'm the lore master, alright? Just forget about the fact that I don't know what's going on in the story right now.
Yeah, so we're visiting this ski resort.
Pull up the wiki.
Pull up the game facts.
Pull up the IGN guide.
We're visiting the ski resort, but unfortunately, it's been running into a lot of accidents lately, supposedly as a result of the abominable snowman. There's been a lot of snowfalls and avalanches and stuff that have been negatively impacting business, which is unfortunate. Most of the visitors are leaving. So we're going to try and help them out in whatever way we can, because that's what 12-year-olds do, is help out hotels and whatnot.
Isn't he 10?
He might be 10. I don't actually know his exact age. I just assume they're fifth or sixth grade.
I'm pulling out the wiki.
Pull up the wiki.
Yeah, so right now
He's 11.
He's 11. Okay.
Wow, you split through really rough.
Split the difference. What we're actually going to do right now is we are going to grab a D energy that is actually for story purposes, though it does have a use where we can use it at any point to fully refill our HP outside of combat. However, we actually need that for story purposes later, so it won't be used, that one at least, particularly.
Also, this is the best card.
Yeah.
General Auriga is really strong. It's a mega card that time stops and just runs over everything. It breaks through obstacles, and so we can basically always use it for 220 damage to everything on the field. Just very good for clearing out virus fights.
Apollo Flame is good and all, but he can't hit the front row, so
This is true. This is true.
kind of a B tier at that point.
Also, in terms of story, we apparently somehow got locked out of the suite that we were upgraded to, because someone was being malicious to us for taking the suite from someone else, and that's why we had to use ourselves as Mega Man to get into the room as a being of electromagnetic waves. And now we are investigating the abominable snowman.
You want to explain these items I'm using?
Yes, true.
Good, I'm eating cookies. Go for it.
I was about to ask if you wanted to,
I
but
thought your mouth
I'm
was
talking
full of
about it.
something.
So these are known as matter waves. They're a Star Force 2 exclusive feature. It's basically this way that electromagnetic waves are being made into sort of real objects you can interact with, which is the idea of like evolving technology in 2200x year, right? So the skis in particular are actually able to be used anywhere outside in Grizzly Peaks, and that lets us slide down those slopes, which is just slightly faster for movement. Most of the other ones only really have some key story usages, so you won't really see too much use of these matter waves except in very particular circumstances.
Sorry, I hate these fights.
These enemies are really annoying. They're called
Snowballs? Are they just called?
Snowballs. Yeah, at least that's the virus or the.
You forgot the name.
I forgot the name of the virus, even though it was on screen like 20 seconds earlier.
Gotta pull out the wiki.
Pulling up the Wichita Force.
It's gonna be on screen right now. They're called snow rolls.
Right now, I got this. They're called snow rolls.
There we go. Okay, cool.
But yeah, so these enemies have a snow shield around them that you have to break with any amount of damage first. They try and get to your row, or your column, excuse me, before going down to try and attack you. And then once they've gone off screen, they regenerate their snowball shield, and you have to damage it again before you can actually affect their health.
Oh no.
As you can see, confusion stops these guys from rolling.
Yeah, they roll a bit slower.
When they come back in their bull form, they stop.
Oh wait, no, they
completely.
just stop. I've never seen like that.
Just roll onto the edge.
Just rolling to the side. Look at him go. So yes, those were abominable snowmen or whatever. They were just basically electromagnetic viruses is what they're called.
Okay.
So now we can
get it.
progress the story.
You
but-
watch Rick and Morty.
But before we go and progress the story, there's a few HP memories that are actually HP memory 20s, so they're very valuable that we're going to go grab first. He just chose to stand on top of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can see that guy, his pattern gets a lot slower, and he doesn't try and attack you specifically.
But this hit.
No.
No way.
Oh no! What a jerk! What a bully!
I will say it is in this category. There was a point where you needed some random zenny, so you'd be like really excited to see like even 150 zenny drops. But
Rich never got good zenny in a run, so he wanted to switch that up.
yeah, I figured out a way to avoid that problem.
I kept stealing it from him.
There's a really nice quiz we can do that nets you way more zenny than we needed from random sources. So all random zenny we get now basically has no real use.
Yes, this game does take place 200 years in the future.
So Lan is super dead.
His journal appears.
They do have some lore behind the scenes. Like there are some side quests you can do that demonstrate that supposedly it's Lan who actually developed the brother band system. So like that's kind of his influence on this particular world.
I mean, you find his journal.
You do find his journal. There's also side quests you can do in these games, specifically 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'll say Star Force 1 has the BN side
BN
mission.
Blaster.
Yeah, I think 2 also has that, but I could be wrong.
It
I'm
does.
talking about when it's like, hey, I'm Mega Man. You don't look like me.
Yeah, but there's both like these side quests you can do, but it's only if you had a Battle Network cartridge in the slot on your DS, so that like you had to have both games in at the same time, and
like
then it would
BN
register.
And Boktai.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait, no, wait.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about double team DS. My bad.
yeah, that one. So now what we're about to do is our friend Bud is going to enter a eating competition, and in order to do that, he wants to get access to something known as an eat machine, which is a matter wave that will shove food down your throat even when you are no longer hungry. It just keeps shoving food in your mouth, and that's what we're trying to do, because that's totally something healthy that you definitely want to do.
Yeah, like a good friend, we are helping them cheat in a way that is harmful to them.
Don't worry, it backfires anyway, so it's whatever.
Spoilers.
Sorry, my bad. I forgot I was gripped in the story. I forgot we're really doing a casual playthrough here.
But yeah, so first we're going to go out of our way, grab a few zenny drops that are set in stone. This is important for being able to afford cloakers, and mostly just cloakers at this stage.
I'm all screwed up the route. Whoa.
Yeah, we also just had someone that floating concierge is what they're called. In our hotel room, told us that supposedly someone who works at the hotel actually happened to have an eat machine, because everything that could possibly be convenient always happens in this game. So that's why we're currently looking for that employee who happens to be as out of the way as humanly possible.
If anyone has played this game casually, this employee is like the hardest thing to find in the game. This is probably
so
where you
ridiculous.
got stuck.
It's so ridiculous where this employee is. I mean, it's
There's
so
like nothing else. There's nowhere else to get lost in this game. Just this employee.
This is so utterly ridiculous. You specifically have to use the feature that no one ever uses, which is you step on a wave hole to pulse out rather than just go back to where you last pulsed in. And they're just in this secluded area that you can't access from anywhere but the wave world.
What do you mean? This looks appropriate.
Alright, we've now got the eat machine.
Yes, we can go make bad decisions for our friend.
Why'd she just give it to you anyway?
Because we're the main character. What else is going to happen?
She gives it to you and she says, but don't tell anyone.
I mean, I'm glad.
This is
the
my
alternative
secret.
is getting there and then saying, okay, do this task for me first.
So you have to go back.
Yeah.
Ooh, Voltigai, let's go.
A good one.
Yeah, because there's actually not a whole lot of cards that are super good from Cypher Mail. We actually don't have a very strong folder yet. We have some very strong cards, but we're still trying to build up our folder slowly but surely. So like certain rewards like Voltic Eye, firing ones, which we mentioned earlier, they will be going in the folder eventually. So, for context on what went wrong because of the Eat Machine, basically, our friend Bud kept shoving burgers down in his mouth and eventually like lost consciousness because of this, and it summoned an enemy from Star Force 1 known as Taurus, who then fused with him to become Taurus Fire, all as a result of him trying to win this Eat Machine to impress a girl. I'm not making that up.
I'm not. No, it's Star Force, so it sounds real. So it is.
I'm not even making this up.
It's like we just spied on that girl's profile.
I have more wiki info.
Yeah?
The like Navi or whatever, the meta wave that controls the eating machine is called Fill You Upper, and he is known to have a rival. He is known to have a rivalry with Kirkomatic.
Kirkomat, yep. There's another machine that we'll be meeting later on. Oh, that's a good draw. This game does have elemental weaknesses, which I don't know if it's popped up yet, but Taurus Fire is indeed fire elements, so he's therefore weak to the aqua element. It is a 4-element cycle, so fire is greater than wood, is greater than elect, is greater than aqua, which is greater than fire.
I feel like people play Pokemon to know this already, Rich. I mean, it's a DS game.
Aha, but what they might not know is this is also compounded on the floor panel, so you can get 4 times weakness if they're standing on, say, a grass panel.
Oh, true, yeah.
So the fun fact about that is it's 3 times in Star Force.
3 times.
And 4 times in Battle Network. Also, if you're only familiar with Pokemon, how would you know that wood is greater than elect? It's not 2 times greater.
That's just general knowledge. Come on.
It always confused me in Pokemon when my grass type was not super effective against elect because of this game series.
Oh my god.
Elec is not very effective against grass too, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good matchup because Elec is one half against grass, but it's not super effective the other way. Now it's time to go up the ski slopes because that's what we're here for.
Someone mentioned Digimon Cyber Sleuth. I have to rep it.
Okay, fat kid, calm down.
Has nothing to do with what's going on the screen.
Calm down.
I'm saying it anyway.
Relax. he really halted eating his cookies. He said, whoa.
I have finished my cookies. I will not be contained.
Are you sure about that?
So, supposedly, if you played Battle Network 6, you might be familiar with weather controlling systems. Apparently that still exists in this world. They didn't realize that was that awful of a decision. There is a machine at the top of this ski slope mountain that can control the weather, and someone made it go out of control, and now there's a blizzard happening.
Well, to be fair, it's a ski resort, and they can't keep snow year-round like that.
Yeah, you kind of need it, to be fair, in this particular world. But
there's no infinite snow hack, all right, buddy? All right, chill out here. Oh, I didn't buy the cloakers. Oh, God. Let me pulse out really fast.
But yes, so basically what's happening is our friend who has met a new friend, the girl they were trying to impress, who is a professional skier. She got stuck at the top of the mountain during this blizzard. Our friend went to go save them, so now they're stuck at the top of the mountain, and now we have to go save both of them from this blizzard that's happening because of a system that controls the weather, because that is always a good idea.
Just for profit, alright?
So yes, we do actually have enough HP now to cloaker through this entire area. So we will not be seeing pretty much any random encounters unless we see some small mistakes. But this also does have a mini game associated with it. There are these
Oh well, let's just wait till we get to that and show them the mini game. All right.
Here's the mini game. It's skiing.
Right.
You're playing
Sorry,
these sports.
I immediately remembered Vash's old run.
No. He always struggles with the skiing mini game. So there are 3 things that you can run into. One of them are SOS things, which you have to run over to save the Hertzes because they're stuck under the waves or the snow, whatever you want to call it. If you run into the trees, you just take damage, very small amount, basically no effect. If you run into the snowballs, it doesn't hurt you, but it reburies some of the Hertzes. So you actually lose progress instead of gaining progress. So these are actually set in stone patterns. There is actually no randomness to this, surprisingly, despite everything I thought when I originally played this game. So I always thought it would be random. But yeah, it's set in stone, so you can actually just get very consistent at this mini game. But some of the later ones do get a bit more difficult because of the speed.
Please don't get upset at the fact we just shot a Hertz in the face. It's faster. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just an extra thing.
Ignore
on
the fact that we
screen.
just spent like 20 seconds saving 30 of them, and then the first one we see, we just shoot in the face. It was necessary for the mission.
Normally, if you save a Hertz, what happens is it will give you a reward, which is an ability. But we don't need the abilities, so it's just extra time spent on the reward screen that loses its time. So we don't need to do it. So unfortunately, they must be shot in the face for the sake of speed.
Okay, kid, way to make it sadistic. Chill.
Every
How it is.
every time you go into these new mini games, it speeds up slightly, and every so often, aka every time except for the second to the third mini game, the number of Hertz you need to save goes up.
A lot of people's complaints about Star Force 1 is the fact that they hate the touchscreen minigames. This game mostly removed the need for the touchscreen, so you can use the D-pad for pretty much all of them except like the last area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what do you mean? I love the end game. That's my favorite time to use the touchscreen.
Which is another great Vash moment.
Wait, you're talking about that moment? You're not going to... That's the moment you think about?
Yes.
I'm a god gamer.
Oh, that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
I still have it on an instant button, but I can't post it in chat because it'll blow everyone's ears out.
No, don't play. I was going to say, please don't post that.
I do have that as an instant as well on my soundboard.
I also downloaded it for preservation. That's the word.
There's one neat thing about this minigame. If you properly time a left or right input, you can actually save 2 Hertz that are on the same row. So there's a little bit of optimization you can make on some of these minigames. It's not always trivial to do it, but...
Just ignore how I lost one. That's alright.
It's fine. Save the optimal number.
This is the last one, right?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, one more.
No, one more. Okay.
One more, so he has to save 70 here. The next one will have to save 90.
Forgot about the 91.
How do you forget the 91 I have?
I don't know.
It's
I
right
hate
before
it.
the boss. It's really fast and takes forever.
I'll be real. Before you even got to this part, I forgot this was even a mini game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I dreaded running this because of this. So I was like, oh, I gotta do that stupid ski game.
The
I was like,
only
what do I have to
minigame
get
I
myself
ever,
into?
the only minigame I ever remember is Maths 1, which isn't even a minigame,
Mash A.
and the shooting one and stuff.
I knew you were gonna say it because you're like, hey guys, it's so easy. All you have to do is just hover over and just press A. Why are you mashing?
Time the
What?
A press, dude.
Just time the A.
If Rish is gonna tell me how bad I am at Valorant, I'm gonna say I'm better at aiming on a DS.
I just realized where I've seen the skiing minigame from. It looks exactly like the boss stage intro portion of, this will be obscure, but Sonic Labyrinth on Game Gear.
Oh,
It
yes.
looks exactly like the beginning of
No,
the
it
boss
does.
stage in Sonic Labyrinth, and it's bothering me. because like Sonic rolls down, like that game is set in an isometric viewpoint as well.
Yeah, it's like an isometric puzzle game.
Yeah, it's an isometric puzzle game, and the beginning of boss stages are on a slope that are a bit steeper than this, but it gives you a bunch of rings so you can get an extra life, because heck, the boss is in Labyrinth. But otherwise, I don't mind Labyrinth. Is it a good Sonic game? No, it's a fine puzzle game on Game Gear though, but looks very uncannily like that.
I haven't thought about Sonic Labyrinth for like 7 years. Wild.
So, fun little mechanic here. He's gonna get 3x from the plasma gun because he got a bubble off from Cancer Bubble, and so the water elements gets this boss is Aqua Element, so Elec is better, and
Yeah,
also the bubble.
There's no distinction between ice and aqua. It's just all aqua.
Yeah. But yeah, this is Yeti Blizzard. He just summons a lot of snowballs. Normally he would be stomping on top of
He's confused.
Go Sit, but
Okay.
because he's confused, he just jumps in place and stays there constantly. That is
Confusion
the
makes this
power
game
of
a
confusion.
kind of a good meme, a little bit, not gonna lie.
The early game is really funny because a lot of the enemies just don't attack.
At least it doesn't help on Rogue.
It does help on Rogue, is the funny thing.
Not Rogue too, right?
I think so. Well, it doesn't help
I mean,
in
he has
this
the
run.
barrier.
You would have to take your transformation off is the problem,
Yeah.
because you could not apply confusion otherwise. But he just moves slower and attacks in place as well.
The reason I said that is because I thought it would be annoying to hit him with the charge buster because of the move.
That
area.
is also true. It is more difficult to hit him with an initial charge shot.
For a fat kid.
For me.
So this is a classic example of situations in the game where they just ask you to go talk to everyone. It's a very
Still
common
have
thing
those
down
from
there
the
in
end.
Star Force.
We have multiple emotes dedicated to just talking to the wrong thing.
Oh, the tape.
Yeah,
Talk to
desk. Talk to. There's another one. I forget what it is. Talk to mom. Talk to dad.
Yeah,
So-
so
Apparently viruses have been materialized in the Big Wave shop, which is owned by our boy Ken Souther, one of the greatest NPCs in this game.
Speaking of which, we forgot to mention the Yeti we just beat. The human equivalent, like where he transformed, he's called Rich.com.
Yes. Rich.
Somebody in chat mentioned that earlier.
And he's just a generic evil guy who wanted to take over the hotel by hostile means. And so he was trying to make bad things happen to the hotel, so the guy was forced to sell it.
Yeah,
I thought that was
they wanted to lower the price it would take to buy it by causing disasters to happen all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
our good friend Surfer Dude was getting attacked, so we had to help him.
Yeah, he was trying to just defend his store from some materialized viruses, and got kind of owned actually.
He'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll be
Then they removed the reused these little sprite things for the 3 as a pointless gameplay mechanic.
Yeah. So, we're going to go back into the shop real quick for an HP memory that's kind of near the top of the wave road. We are getting up there in HP. The final number that we're actually going to have is technically 1,000, but base HP is only going to
It'll
be
be like 500.
500. And right now we're at 260.
It's still a lot higher than base HP usually is in these runs, but that's just because running away is so important. You
Yeah.
need so much HP to do.
It's especially more important in this game because of the bad encounter rate.
Yeah.
Like in other Battle Network and Star Force games, it's not nearly as bad. You'll normally get like 1 or 2 encounters per area. These, if you're not able to cloaker through them, sometimes you're getting 5 or 6 encounters. So it's so incredibly important to be able to cloaker through them.
So now, like land, we're gonna borrow some stuff from people and never give it back.
Yep. So our friend keeps 2,000 Zenny under his pillow. We just kind of steal that from him. And then our short friend Zach keeps some money in his basketball for some reason. I don't know how that one works.
The context of him saying short was, I was like, that's very important.
Yeah, our short friend who just really, really wants to be tall and has a footstool and dreams of playing basketball and has equipment dedicated to trying to make himself taller.
Those would usually be white cards, and we would just put like Apollo Flame or like, what was it? What's the
Leo Kingdom GX? You would get Terra Condor, or it's Flying Impact, the Giga. So there's like these 2 Gigas that you normally can't get in the run, or you get really late in the run, or literally aren't accessible at all in the game to begin with without blank cards. And we could normally just get those if we had access to wave command codes. Because this is the PAL version, we don't
didn't
have
need
access
that
to
in Europe. I didn't need access to a whole mechanic.
Did not need access to these broken
by the way,
mechanics.
didn't get a whole
have fun.
mechanic, didn't get a whole game.
Have fun with the post-game boss without them.
Yeah, have fun with the post-game bosses that are designed around you having access to these
Especially the very last one.
incredibly broken mechanics.
The main annoying part is you can't get like the 250k Zenny from Wave Command Code.
Yeah.
But you still got the quiz, so it's fine. You get some
great.
taste of that.
Yep.
Let me just fight Kung Fu Kid for 7 hours.
That's the best island boy right there. Okay, you don't talk about Kung Fu Kid.
So we are currently going on a museum trip with our friend Sonia. So we just have to interact with a certain number of the exhibits. Some of them have the exact same flavor text, so you don't have to interact with all of them.
This is pretty much giving you lore behind the 3 different versions of the game, Ninja, Zerker, and
You need to explain Rogue. Like, why is he here?
Yep. So this thing that we're about to interact with is called an opart, which is out of place artifact.
We might want to explain
basically-
that later when we do the tribe tutorial.
Well, I figured since you're going to have a lot of time just kind of running through this area,
True.
I could talk about
really.
what the opart is. Basically, it's an ancient matter wave. That's literally all it is. It's like from before like ancient times, it's a matter wave that has existed.
I thought you were going to like try to like explain.
Oh,
like,
no,
why
no,
we
no.
okay, never mind. My bad for assuming.
So that's all the opart is it's just a really ancient matter wave.
Jerk.
So right now we're actually going through, apparently something is trying to steal all of the artifacts in the museum, mainly targeting the opart, though we don't know that yet. Spoiler, I guess. Oh, you just missed the trigger for the mini games.
I know.
This area does have a mini game, which is basically you start getting sucked into this portal, and you have to press buttons in a particular order to get out of the portal, or you'll be teleported to a different
Shadow
dimension.
Realm.
You literally get sent to the Shadow Realm, and you have to find the exit.
Someone asked if we explained why we went with Thorian. We'll explain that more in detail later, but what you need to know now is it's fast. This is the fastest version, pretty much.
The transformation has the best effects.
We literally
that-
get super armor. Like,
Yeah. It's very important to have
The
access
fact
to a
that
lot
you
of
can
those
buff
features.
specifically fire
We
element
buff.
and charge them is really
Yeah. It has the strongest buffs that can be provided in the game. It has super armor, etc. But we'll talk more about. We'll get more into the details.
we
of
get a
that
lot of fire chips,
shortly.
fire cards too. So.
Yeah.
Why is it always fire that's OP? I remember just relying heavily on fire in Battle Networks 1 and 6 as well.
It's because they know that the correct color is red, and I will
Okay,
stand
but
by
fire can be
this.
blue too, so it doesn't have to just be red. All right,
course.
calm down.
It's always red in these games, and they know it.
just gotta run over the Hertz here real quick.
You didn't deserve it, but we need it for speed.
Literally spawned on top of the Hertz and then slowly ran him over as he's crying for help, poor guy.
So here it's just faster to pulse out and back in so that we're closer to the opart. Otherwise, we have to run back through the entire area that we just ran through, get a ton of encounters. Hopefully here we'll not get an encounter. We have real small chance at the beginning.
Yeah, I wonder what that noise-
awful. Yeah.
The Woodlands. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Like, you're trying to justify this right now? Oh, this is...
They're trying to punch him.
Yeah, they're trying to get their licks in real fast, okay.
Speaking of which, don't forget to save, just in case the game spontaneously explodes.
Be talking, man. We'll be fine.
Alright.
Alright. Sorry, I don't want to make Rich jealous by my save speed.
No, not that 3DS save speed.
If you blink, you'll miss it. So you want to explain why we're about to go save this hurts first?
Yes, I got this. First,
whoa.
we have to activate... Yeah, oh, wait.
First, the Upa was eaten in that cutscene, right?
Yes.
How did he eat a giant dinosaur head?
And
Yeah, so what happened is the Opart was being sucked up by a portal, and Mega Man grabbed onto it with Omegasis, which is like our hand that looks like kind of a little bit of a dinosaur-ish
our
thing.
Nero hand.
Yeah, so in order to save it from the portal, Omegasis ate the Opart. He ate the giant skeleton skull, or dinosaur skull.
Yes.
And that, yeah, we'll have to face the consequences of that later. This is our boy I forgot. We gotta help him out. He currently is trying to be
No! Oh my god.
he's trying to be tech savvy. So we need to help him so his hair doesn't fall out. Also, for the story element, we currently have to help someone. So we got an email from a random different type of Hertz that supposedly is burning up, feels like it's on fire. And we need to help it out. Because what happened is it saw what it describes as a hot date, which was Geo, the main character, walking around this area with Sonia, our friend. And it saw this and got all heated as a result of what it saw. And now we need to find a cold body to cool it down.
Can't believe we found the typical stuff so us free Twitch chat enjoy it.
Oh my god.
Cool me down.
It's
So-
okay. Queen Ophika says she wants to spank you in post.
That is indeed a text box. There's a lot of really
I've-
funny
I've-
text boxes.
Alright.
There's a lot of really funny text boxes in this game. No plebs allowed. So, we had to activate the binoculars ES. I called them CCs earlier because of Star Force 3. They're actually referred to as ESs in this game, or like electromagnetic spaces or something. I don't remember exactly. But so we have to activate that before we actually become Mega Man so that we can actually enter this to get the cold body that we need. There's also some Zenny in here that we are going to grab because we're here. And we need a lot of money.
My other favorite line is, if you remember that guy at the start that we had to get the girl's like her
left
favorite
side.
thing or whatever.
Yeah.
He has a quest later where if you talk to him, he tells Geo, hang on, let me get...
Man, everything that went wrong that could have happened just happened.
Yeah, Cosnova. Yep, that's him.
Man, he's just like me, for real, for real.
So, one really annoying thing about Star Force 1 and 2 is if you've ever played Star Force 3, there's a nice little mechanic where when you lock onto an enemy and you use what is called the Mega Attack, in Star Force 3 you actually get a slight bit of invulnerability so that most attacks don't miss. That does not exist in Star Force 1 and 2, so you can get immediately counter hit out of a lot of stuff when you try to lock on and go damage something. It can be really annoying to deal with, and it's one of those things where if you've played Star Force 3, you look at it and you're like, if I was just playing Star Force 3, I would have gotten that hit in.
That's fine.
At least it's not as bad as Star Force 1, where when enemies move, they like phase out of existence.
There's a 1 frame like delay when enemies move panels that results in them being completely intangible. They're just not on the screen and everything misses.
Like you will lock onto them, go to slash the sword, and then it will freeze frame, and there will just be nobody on the stage. They've just disappeared. They're in a different game now.
Yep. You can do full like screen AoE time stop cards on a particular frame that just miss because of this.
Yeah, you got the unlucky frame. All right, we saved the guy that was too hot. We did it.
Yeah, and then he almost starts heating up again because apparently he's a big fan of Mega Man. And you're forgetting I Forgot.
Oh, yeah. I just thought about
I forgot, yeah.
I forgot about I Forgot.
How could you?
So, this is just another quick quiz.
Hang on a second. Did you see that interest? Interests.
Hair.
What a king. Why is his background
313. It's Mega Man.
What do you thought?
Everyone's a big Mega Man fan. What do you mean?
Yes,
also, he's
true.
met us from Star Force 1, so of course he's our biggest fan. He probably forgot about us, though.
Probably. He probably opens his star carrier and he's like, where did this background come from?
Oh, no.
Reminder, he's not tech savvy. You can't change it. It came like that.
Exactly.
It was the default wallpaper.
Yeah. So yeah, we did the quiz with I Forgot to get us some more HP. We're getting closer and closer to our inevitable threshold we're trying to make. And now we're going to have a quick hangout with all of our friends. Nothing could possibly go wrong here. Despite the fact that we ate the literal opart that someone was trying to steal.
That sounds like a typical episode of regular show. Just hang out with your friends. Nothing possibly bad will go wrong.
So we now have 3 of those weird sphere things that were causing all of the portals to show up. So we have the exact same minigame. You have to press some buttons to get out of the portals. And we have to go find all of them and destroy them. There's 3 in different locations. We also did get access to a second folder. So the second folder actually has some rather nice cards that are stronger than some of the ones in our actual folder. So we're going to go throw some stuff, or take some stuff out of it, throw some useless stuff in there to improve our actual folder.
Calm down.
Menuing is hard in this game. I will admit that.
Menuing in any speedrun is difficult, so like kudos to anyone who can do it, let alone do it for like nearly 3.5 hours with some semblance of competency.
The other funny thing is that a lot of this is on the spot routing, because like a lot of it is random things that we're getting, right? Random cards that we're grabbing and throwing into our folder. So remembering what you want to remove from your folder, and then also like what things you have access to add to your folder, and like trying to optimize that is rather difficult.
The menuing in this game is kind of like some other RPG speedruns where random drops you've got along the way will just change the position of the things you need to move, and they're all in different places.
This is what
I wanted to show up the Shadow Realm really fast, okay? So people know.
This is a quick demonstration of the Shadow Realm.
All right, we got out. That wasn't so hard. Why did Yugi have
For those curious, the exit is always to the left or the top right. I could be wrong about that, but I have not yet been wrong. So just letting
like
you guys
always, Rich has never been wrong. Man has world record.
Yeah.
So humble. It's so
kind of a big deal.
These guys play me up more than I play up myself, okay?
It was so nice of you to join us, Rish. You barely come down to the
he gifted us with his presence.
Anyway.
The second coming of Jesus was
just a quick note. You didn't use a cloaker, I don't think. Or wait, did you?
No, I didn't.
No, you did not. You did not use a cloaker. But yeah, so basically, if you don't press the buttons in the right order, or there is a time limit on how fast you have to press the buttons. It's really lenient, but it does exist. If you mess up either of those, you get sent to that Shadow Realm.
Speaking of which,
quick demonstration once again for those that missed it.
Here's what happens if you fail it a second time. Oh no, it's not to the left anymore.
Rish, you were wrong.
I said to the left or to the top right. One or the other, every time.
Yeah, no, he's right.
Okay.
This is why I always check top right first, because it's actually closer.
Oh, I thought left was closer. See, this is why he's the world record holder.
That does bring in a fun conversation for those that care about like minor optimizations. Movement in this isometric view is kind of weird. The game is stretched more horizontally than it is vertically, so moving horizontally is bad. Vertical movement is good. Diagonal movement's okay. That's pretty much the basics of movement in Battle Network and in Star Force. So
yeah, it's weirdly complex just because of the isometric view. But there's a lot of optimizing movement just from which direction you run. Very slightly, but it's still a time save over a long run.
I speedrun Sonic 3D Blast, so like I'm very familiar with like trying to optimize movement in isometric viewpoints. It's not easy.
It's especially because there's like some weird mechanics on how the movement works. For example, because I've been working on a movement tutorial for these games, I did a little bit more research. When you move diagonally, you're moving half as fast in the vertical direction for whatever reason. Like it just works out that way. So it's like there's like really tiny things.
Oh, by the way, this is Rogue.
That make optimization.
He's the rival character of this game that doesn't like friends.
Yeah,
but he joins up with a group of people to.
Yeah, the like kind of story focus of this whole series is like power of friendship, whatever, you know. So he is the antithesis of that, which is I'm stronger alone, basically, and he's like never had friends. So
yeah, he's the last of his tribe.
Yeah,
was Rogue,
and so that is Rogue deleted. And I believe that this is now probably the best time for us to take that wellness break that we typically do on GDQ shows. So
yeah, so here on Hotfix, we like to encourage people, especially those new to speedrunning, or even those who are not new to speedrunning. And when it comes down to showcases, you want to just kind of, you know, take a moment, relax, get up, walk away, take care of yourself, stretch your legs, maybe get a water, get a snack. I have a snack near me. I'm going to go get another one probably. But I just want to remind you all that your subs, your gift subs, your Prime Gaming subs, and bits help support weekly Hotfix content. So please consider supporting our daily content if you enjoy these Hotfix shows. And if you want some more GDQ to, you know, kind of like maybe fill your YouTube time, we've got another channel besides our regular YouTube channel. We have our Games Done Quick highlights channel that features highlights of our GDQ Hotfix shows. Use the !highlights command to learn more about our highlights. And we will be back in just a few minutes while we go take a nice wellness break and, you know, get up and stretch. Y'all take care of yourselves as well. We'll be right back with more Star Force in just a few. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Never Before Seen. My name is AmberCyprian. I am your host tonight as we bring you a speedrun of a game that has never been, you know, before been seen in a mainline GDQ event. We are in the middle of a Mega Man Star Force 2 any% no wave command codes run with Ghost Sit, Fat Kid, and Risk. I cannot say your name correctly. I am so sorry, but
it's fine.
Just call him Chris. It's cool.
Also, that works.
That's really what his name is, just Chris jumbled up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's just like, all right. Shout out to our producer, Richard, or Augendrocker. Just, oh my God. Or Railcoon, our other producer, Nuclear.
Yep. We all have it in common.
Yep. I can't get over it. But Let me not delay you any further. Let's get back to this run. I'm big vibing. Y'all have been nailing it on commentary. Y'all should follow these folks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So yeah, all right. You just give a countdown, goes it?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip the cutscene and then we'll just resume. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, so now our friends were blasted through blasted out the earth.
So yeah, during that situation, basically, while we were fighting Rogue, the last boss before the break, our friends were being sucked up by a black hole, and we don't know where they are anymore. We were only able to save 1 out of 4 of them, and the rest are the rest are completely gone. We have no idea where they are.
We had to save the most important character, obviously. All right, you want to explain why we're going into this doghouse? Love you, fat kid. Love you, fat kid. Really do.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Yes, so basically this guy's trying to fix the doghouse that is a security system. The reason that it's not working is because this hurts, wants its D-energy, is not feeling well. We give it to him, but it doesn't do anything. And currently Gio's depressed because all of his friends have gone missing and he failed to save them. So we no longer see ourselves as a hero, and we're just like, that's, of course, he's like expecting himself to fail right now.
See, the world shouldn't run on hurts because 1, they won't feel well, and 2, they can sleep, so.
Yeah, the scene before this is like something goes wrong, and then Gio's like, he's not afraid of like danger, he's afraid of everyone's expectations of him, and then he's worried about failing people.
Yeah. These games, like, coming from the Battle Network series, the story is okay. It doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of depth to it.
Definitely the best in Star Force 1, and this one's a little rough.
Yeah, but these games try to tackle like a bit more of like serious topics. Like,
yeah, Gio is definitely the best part of this story.
Yeah. But as Fat Kid said, Star Force 1 definitely has one of the greatest stories in like the series. It's really good.
Didn't mean to talk to mom.
Very relatable. Gio's a very relatable character in that game.
To you only.
Yeah. Did nobody else meet an alien when they were 11 and go on? What? Dang, you guys like lame.
That was a story. Never mind.
All right, so Luna's now Ophiuka again.
Yeah, so Luna, our friend who we saved, got kidnapped. Because we're currently
wait, Rish. Do you want to explain why they're changing into it since this is since they like show him in Star Force 1?
Yeah, both Taurus Fire and soon Ophiuka, the next boss, they are bosses that appeared in Star Force 1, and basically that concept was the aliens that are like these, they're called Femians, they're just electromagnetic beings. They require like a human host to become more powerful, and so they find humans who feel lonely or have like strong emotions to attach to and help them become stronger to overcome whatever problems they think they're currently going through, right? So both Bud and Luna had like those type of situations pop up in Star Force 1, and now people are able to sort of draw out that power from them for some reason in this game. So that's why these two bosses are making a reappearance.
Also, even through dire situations, we just need to get the HP memory anyway. We're in a panic, but we got to go.
Or in other words, they need to get this game done in 8 months, so they reuse 2 bosses from Star Force 1.
Yeah.
That's like 2 fights.
I'm not complaining.
Okay.
So that's
whatever. It's whatever.
You don't have the ability to cloak her through this area, unfortunately.
That's not what I was looking for.
Oh, you did not grab the fire surge. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was intentional or not. There is a strategy you can do here to get mostly fire enemies to appear during this trip. So you can get access to more powerful fire cards, such as the Firing 1, we now have 3 copies of. There's also a smaller chance at Firing 2s, which are even stronger. But unfortunately, we won't be seeing that strat here today. We might see it anyway.
You'd have to say it like that, Rich. Sounds like you're
All right, like you're so disappointed in me. Jeez.
I love fire search strats. What do you mean? That was shout
It's
outs.
like you ruined my route. You.
Shout outs to Strawberry White Block or Soy Boy Gang Gang on Twitch.
Yeah.
Is his new name for coming up with that strat years ago.
Damn, Grand Wave again.
We were gonna get it anyway,
Damn, Grand Wave. You could have got the minigun.
but like I don't want it.
I know,
Yeah.
but it looks better.
Oh, true. It is yellow. Ooh, ooh.
Another chance.
Oh.
With the
1 in
chance,
3.
you get a chance to get 2.
Oh. This one's for Strawberry.
Please, please, please.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
For strawberry. So glamic.
This is the first appearance of the. I can't even remember what they're called, like new Sentinel Golem thing.
They're called Myrians. Pops up on screen. Which we haven't really heard much about Moo. It kind of popped up during the museum trip a little bit. It's otherwise hasn't really been talked about a whole lot. Also, fire cards are particularly useful because the upcoming boss is, if you're familiar with Star Force 1, Queen Ophiuka, which is actually Wood Element. So,
Very weak to fire.
and soon, because of the power of friendship, we'll be overcoming our depression. Or actually, we technically have already sort of overcome it at this point, because we kind of talked to our.
Yeah, sort of.
It's like we talked to our mom. She like gave us some kind words from our father and whatnot. And
Yo does then fall into depression like a few scenes later again, I'm pretty sure. But
not a few scenes, it's a few scenarios. But yes,
sorry, I meant scenarios.
that one's also a bit more reasonable though because story elements. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, here is Queen Ophiuka, big snake lady. And because she's wood element, we're hoping to see things like Apollo Flame, which is going to do half of her health.
That's pretty nice.
Good start. Good fight already.
She likes to summon snakes. The snakes are in fact shieldable. So that is actually the way
Also,
that you're
if you get hit
supposed
while using certain cards, you flinch and get interrupted out of them. Because it was just showing you all what that would look like.
Okay, fat kid. All right, buddy. You can chill out.
I historically have very good runs when I arrived on this at the marathon. Nothing has ever gone wrong.
Nothing has ever happened that was not intentional in a fat kid speedrun.
Yeah, you meant to die on that wall. Oh my god, woman.
Yeah, knew it was gonna happen. And that's another situation where, like, if this were Star Force 3, what a...
That's a pretty good card to get.
We didn't talk about it too much, but if you're familiar with Battle Network, the later entries in the series, there's a mechanic known as counter hit. If you hit an enemy right as they're about to attack, you get a counter hit, and you would normally get something called full synchro. Not in this game. In this game, you get a random card from your folder that pops up.
Is it completely random?
I think so. I think it's completely random. So he just got Apollo Flame once again.
This is an example of what charging chips do. Well, if you didn't miss, this is an example of what charging chips does. Dang.
So now we have finally gotten access to Saurian Tribe as a result of Power Friendship and all that, whatever. Basically, this is a new transformation that we now have. It will pretty much be permanent for the rest of the run. We don't have to do anything fancy for it. It gives you an ability known as Super Armor, which makes it so that when you get hit by attacks, you no longer flinch. So getting counter hit and stuff like that, no longer a problem. It also buffs fire cards naturally by about 30 damage. So now things like firing that are hitting 30 times 3 are now hitting 30 plus 30 times 3. So it's ridiculous amounts of damage. Plus, all of these forms have the ability to charge cards. And Saurian specifically, when you charge cards, it increases the damage based on the element. Fire cards get more of a boost. So you can boost fire card damage by 50. So something like firing 1 can now deal 110 3 times.
Yeah, the fact that it's just a flat damage increase makes multi-hitting cards incredibly good. If they're fire element, anyway.
Yeah.
Here's Ken. He's recovered.
Yes.
This'll do.
He's the shopkeeper buying a quick HP memory. We're getting really close to the threshold for the next area, and we're starting to run out of HP memories that we can realistically pick up. But we're almost there.
Doesn't the dude in front of this? Oh no, I thought that was a request. The dude like in front of the souvenir shop. Doesn't he give you one if you do like a request for him?
Yes.
But that's slow though.
Yeah, there is an extra HP memory we could get. We're going to be talking to the guy shortly. It's kind of similar to one we saw earlier, where basically we just have to hit a certain link power threshold to be able to get an HP memory. But that guy also has a separate help request that will give you an HP memory as well, but it does a lot of it takes a lot of movement to get there. Then you have to pulse out, go back with a lot of movement. Then you have to go find something else and go back. It takes forever. So this is just a quick question you answer. This one is kind of weird. It's like the matter waves answer for you, and therefore you get the right answer. And it doesn't really make sense. It's just like you pick that answer and you get your reward. It's just supposed to be, I guess, for comic purposes.
Yeah, a lot of quests are like, a lot of them are long, but some are just quick little jokes kind of thing. A lot of them are actually just answering questions, thinking about it. There's at least 5.
Yeah, we've done almost all of the quiz ones, and we're about to do another quiz one actually. This one is to get us Zenny. This is the newer request that we added to the route because it gets rid of the need for random Zenny, which is really, really nice.
Almost was a talk to Sofa.
Okay, fat kid, relax.
Hey, if I get bullied for streamer, that's a corner. I'm bullying you for this.
Okay, yeah. Okay, but it was like a text box. You literally just walked into a corner.
Yeah, well, I have my eyes wide open. I'm waiting for you. Going ahead.
Anyway, we did
be a quick
receive. We did receive an email earlier from an anonymous source. It's from this character, which is
Fat
the Auto
Kid.
Brother we set up earlier. This is literally
This is
Fat
me.
Kid.
Yeah.
Literally Fat Kid. So
Oh my god.
This is a co-op run.
Why?
So basically, we want to set them as an auto brother. This way we get access to some more of the functionality that the game offers. It's technically not required, but the extra link power is pretty important later on for safety reasons. And
Also, it's great for Plesio Surf.
yeah, the extra feature will show us more of the other transformations, because we're actually about to have a tutorial for a feature known as Double Tribe.
If you get the other one, you get Tribe Kid.
Yeah.
Which is not actually possible without having real life friends or wave command.
Yeah. Well, not possible without real life friends on the European version.
Yeah. Switching our weapon to Buster Glove.
So, equipping that ability, Dino Rock, means that we now always have access to the Saurian tribe at the start of every fight. So, no matter what we do, unless we get hit by an Aqua Element attack, we will always be in our Saurian form, which is very strong.
Sorry, I was trying to take a drink for running. It's fine, we need the encounter anyway. I just wanted to come up sooner.
Screamer, that's a corner.
That was not a corner, that's a side.
Damn,
So this is the Double Tribe tutorial. Basically, if this extra white card shows up, then you can either choose a roulette for random cards, or you can select Double Tribe, which will give us the Saurian form. And now we have all of the benefits of Saurian combined with all of the benefits of Zerker. Zerker is elect-based and also gets access to side select on the custom screen, and I think that's pretty much it. That's
You
like
just
the
wanted to
main
use
two
the cool
effects.
animation, didn't you?
Yeah.
That is one of the other neat features we just mentioned about counter hits being random cards that you get. There is a chance when you get a counter hit in one of these new transformations that they will be what is called a Link Force Big Bang. These are powerful, effectively Giga cards that do a ton of AoE damage across the entire field and basically typically just obliterate most things. And so counter hits have become even stronger now that we have access to Saurian and even Double Tribe.
Beckett, how did you know I want to do that? Come on.
I just had a feeling. Also, this theme rules.
Yes, this is Skywave, commonly referred to as the best theme in the game, or at least one of them.
Star Force in general, like the whole series has great music.
Got jebaited.
So one of the other fun things about something like Saurian's form is it can power up fire cards, which is very, very strong, but it also powers up all cards by a set amount. Null element cards get buffed by 20 damage, and there are some null element multi-hitting cards like Vulcan that can be buffed by 20 per hit. So Vulcan hits about 5 times, so you're actually adding 100 damage to that particular card just by charging it.
Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me.
These enemies, the little birds, are very annoying. They choose a random spot to attack from, completely random. It doesn't even have to be in your row, so there's just no telling where they're going to move. They also move relatively fast.
Oh,
so
nice Jeep laser at the end.
Yeah. Sadly, won't get used.
Yes, someone does bring that up in chat that Skywave music is better uninterrupted, but luckily later on that will be the case. For now, we do have to deal with the interruptions because we don't quite have enough HP for cloakers. To briefly touch on what the Skywave is, it's basically a giant wave road in the sky. So it's basically the way that Hertzes and other wave beings are able to move around the world very quickly. We're using it to go to a different country entirely without a passport, mind you. We are doing this all without a passport.
Well,
that's the reason we couldn't
that's
take a
why
plane.
He couldn't go with Luna and the rest because he doesn't have a Geo doesn't have a passport.
Yeah, so we're doing this to go to a completely different country because we heard word that one of our friends has ended up here. We saw them appear on a TV show, and we're just like, huh? They got sucked up by this black hole, and now they're just in a different country, and they haven't contacted us? What's going on? So we're going there to investigate. Switching to a Lek against 3 wood elements is a bold move.
Gotta show it off.
Alright, well, thanks for showing that off, guys.
No problem. What am I doing? You were gonna win. It's fine. I just want everyone to know that. It's fine.
So that is what happens when you get hit by your elemental weakness, is you just lose your transformation entirely.
Knocks you out entirely.
Now, if he had not double tried, and he does get that white card again while he's not in a transformation, he would be able to use that Auto Brothers white card to go into his tribe again. So he could regain access to Saurian again, but he can't get access to it if he's already used the white card to transform.
So these puffball viruses are so annoying because multi-hit cards are so good, you can't use them on those enemies.
Yep. You hit them once and they become intangible briefly, completely.
Yeah.
You have to paralyze them first, and then you can multi-hit them.
We're about to meet the Hurts. Big Chungus Hurts.
Oh yeah, there is a big one in this game, I
Okay.
guess.
Quite as big as the one in 3, but pretty big.
Once again, Bob Copper, the disliker of baseballs. For those that aren't aware, that's a reference to Star Force 1, because he got smacked in the face with a baseball at our expense.
Yeah, Geo did it. He had to.
He had to do it to, you know, delete all of his data on himself.
He had to do it to mess with police files. Where on earth did they get the idea for the Star Force 4 plot? I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, who knows? Right now, we need to go to another area here
Let's go.
to, we're basically trying to go to another area, but our friend Luna is too scared to walk across the bridge because she hears it creaking, and she's afraid if she walks on it, it's gonna break. So we have to investigate. But first, we have to grab an HP memory, because that's more important.
Yep.
This allows us to cloak her through this particular area, so that's why it's so important to get this now. You didn't buy more. I guess you can
the
buy.
next spot you can buy.
Can you buy them here? I don't even remember. You have to talk to the big
Yeah,
heads first.
I'm about to do that right now.
Might be slightly over.
Overkill.
Shame you don't get the voice acting within this one.
I know. I thought about putting it in, but I was like, I can't be bothered.
Probably a good idea.
For those curious, on the Japanese version, it's actually it's actually just said it's called G-Blazer, which I don't know if I should say the name actually out loud now that I think about it.
I don't know. I can probably guess what it stands for.
Yeah. But it gets
what?
shouted out. It's not a like awful word. It's just not something you typically want to talk about very often.
Wait, can you message it to me? I don't know.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Cool. Look at that in a moment. I'm doing a run right now.
I'm so selfish. Yeah, what do you actually give the big Hurts? Do you give him float
shoes? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you have to go find him float shoes to make him not as heavy.
I wanted him to become a major character.
Oh no.
So this is an unfortunate thing about Cancer Bubble, is that it suffers from the fact that for some reason the Rock is considered an enemy.
I try to press B at like that moment, like exact moment.
And it targets the rock first, so it'll only hit the first 2 rows and only hit the first meta, unfortunately.
You know what the real solution should have been? Should have been to go all the way back to the start of the game and talk to that NPC whose secret skill is good diet, and then made them give us advice.
Yep, that's the only way
Star
to do
Force
it.
2 doesn't have enough backtracking. That's what I always say.
Yep, it really doesn't.
They just
Should
talked
take-
about liking BN1 because it doesn't just know like padding.
Should take a page out of Battle Network 5's book.
They should just make an island, and 90% of the gameplay takes place, and it's not the starting area.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best way to do it.
Did you explain Saurian's Buster?
I did
Oh,
not.
really?
So each of the forms has their own unique busters. Saurian's is slightly more damage than you should have from your buster stats alone. I believe we're currently doing 50 damage per hit or something, despite our 3 damage buster. And it hits the enemy, the first enemy in our column, and then hits the 3 panels behind that first object it hits. So it's kind of like a little mini T shape, which can be used to good effect in certain situations. And because it's fire element, it's good against wood elemental enemies. So we have stopped the bridge from creaking. We can now go over to the observation deck where we can talk to everyone to see where our friend Zach is. Don't forget to interact with
The girl.
the binoculars.
Oh yeah,
first.
like, don't trust me. I had that in my head already.
This is this one weird thing where, for some reason, the binoculars here have an HP memory that you get locked out of for a little while if you don't grab them now.
I love RPGs
Alright.
that like to lock you out of things, by the way. Just very, very great design.
Yeah, this game has some weird situations like that.
Yeah, I love Persona social links too. They're great.
Oh.
So, we have found our friend Zach. He's all safe, but he refuses to go back home with us. We first have to turn on this sheep because apparently it has an ES. It's called Shepherd ES. The other sheep had an HP memory, so.
No, oh my god.
first.
I know fat. I know Rich. Okay, relax.
Wait, hang on a second. Why'd you start off by saying fact?
Well,
Got him.
I say fat kid. He makes me mad so easily. Play Resident Evil 5 with this man. It's so annoying.
That was nothing compared to We Were Here Together.
Oh, yeah.
So we meet up with Zach, and we're like, "Hey Zach, come back to us or whatever. Come back home." It's like, no, I alone have to do this. There's something important for the first time in my life. I can find Messi from Loch Ness.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Reference to
okay.
Messi.
Yeah.
Because
And
he.
so we're just like trying to solve this issue that he wants to find Loch Ness.
He wants to find this creature that he's supposedly seen once before, but it's like a mystical being that doesn't actually exist. And like this is his big moment to do something important compared to everyone else.
He no longer wants to be the side character.
Yeah.
Oh, that enemy you just saw that just uses the Geo against himself, that's an enemy that just like counters if you shoot it. It's weird. It's called Fox Food.
Yeah.
Or the chip is anyway, or card.
fuck X. I don't understand why it called it like that, but
Fox.
What'd you say?
Fox.
yeah, it's basically just Fox.
Yeah.
But yeah, either a set amount of time, or if you keep trying to move into its column too many times, it will eventually just attack you by counter hitting you. All right, so we go back to our friend Luna, tell them the bad news that Zach won't come home with us, and during this time, we find out that Messi is not real. It was someone's submarine that they were using to pretend that Messi existed. And now he's locked in that submarine at the bottom of the lock. And
Say that.
on top of that, some evil guy showed up, gave the guy who was being a meanie powers, and now he looks like Messi as well, and has the ability to control water.
He's the director of the documentary that they're making on Messi after Zach supposedly saw them. And now Zach's stuck in a submarine while being afraid of water and being claustrophobic, if I recall correctly.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And this guy created a tidal wave that like basically drowned the entirety of this village.
Yes. It's
nope,
all
can't
been
get him
flooded.
there.
No clickers. It's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Just have to tough it out.
It is what it is.
This is a lot of people's least favorite dungeon in the game.
Yeah, it does have some interesting mechanics that will come into play specifically because we don't have cloakers.
Stop making fun of him, Rich.
I'm just bringing it up because it's actually relevant.
Just being toxic a little bit, okay, bud. I got it.
Okay, you were off by like this is the dumbest thing about this particular mechanic is we have access to this new matter wave so we can go underwater, and when we press the Y button on the DS, it will check for treasure. He was off by like a couple pixels. He was off by the tiniest bit, and he got an encounter instead of the reward, which that time was some Zenny. We also, as part of the minigame, have to go and find these golden hertz that have been buried to unlock the path forward.
Yeah, if you're wondering how you're supposed to actually find them, you talk the hertz around and they give you rough clues. Like, I saw them next to this landmark or in this direction. And if you're wondering how you find the green mystery waves that you just picked up, just get lucky.
You have to purchase their strategy guide.
You have to purchase the strategy guide that actually has one item missing. Oops.
I mean, doesn't the wave command code booklet like not have all the wave command code?
No, it doesn't.
So fun fact about that, at the beginning of the area, it actually gives you a booklet that tells you the location of all those gold hertz, and you can press the L button to technically get access to all of those hints.
I thought you were talking about the strategy guide for a second.
No,
you get this book at the beginning of the game. It's called the strategy guide. No. It's when you purchase it too.
No. It's just like
the NPCs works too, though.
Yeah, the ancient notes or whatever. But one neat mechanic that doesn't usually come into play is that when you dive and you pick something up, your step counter actually gets reset to 0. So you can technically use it in appropriate places to not get encounters.
I'm not gonna comment. Don't comment on it. Don't even say anything about it.
We're being requested to ask the runner which version of Star Force 3 is better.
Black Ace.
He's incorrect, but that's besides the point.
Red Joker does not have Black Hidden Galaxy. Get out of here.
It's also not red, so it therefore loses.
My god.
Black Ace is my personal favorite. Red Joker is generally considered better to speedrun, though.
For what speedrun? It's like there's no different strats in it.
I will admit that earlier today...
Oh my god, that's cheap.
There was a new world record in the 100% category for Star Force 3 on the Black Ace version. It did get taken from my old Red Joker run. So.
Not the enemy Rish.
Yeah.
Japan's kicking him around.
It wasn't Japan. They're from Europe.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Salty and.
Oh yeah. There's some really good runners from Japan.
I mean, Jagumba gave you a scare too.
He's just better than me.
It's better. Sometimes it's just how it is.
So, pretty much, this area is going to take a long time. We're going to get a lot of encounters.
Oh my god, we get it. I didn't get cloakers.
I'm just bringing up.
Oh my god.
It is going to take some time. Anyway. We will go slightly out of our way to grab one more. There's actually two more drops that we want. One is a little bit more Zenny for cloakers, though I don't think we fully need it right now. And also, there's another D energy we can grab for safety near the end. So both of those are slightly out of the way grabs from the dive machine.
Oh god, I got another encounter. Oh boy.
This would be great. Now we won't need any extra Zenny.
This just shows you.
I can buy more heat grenades. It's cool.
This does show you how annoying this game can be, though, and it is one of the reasons that people don't necessarily like Star Force 2 as much casually, because you're basically constantly struggling with these encounters.
Yeah, you should, if you have to play this game casually, just do the side quests.
No, you jerk.
He's invincible while in the statue form, as you can see, unfortunately.
Yeah. And he only becomes vulnerable specifically when he decides to attack, which is you can't influence in any way.
Yeah, it is on a set cycle, though, pretty sure. So that's good.
Yeah.
By saying, oh yeah, this is generally the most disliked, kind of. Most people don't quite like this game, but I think it's kind of neat. It has its upsides, mostly in the post game.
The post game is actually rather challenging, which is a really nice change of pace.
I think the post game is the best in all of them, to be honest.
Literally just use drive.
Okay, but if you don't do that, then it's fun.
That's the point, is that the post game is kind of balanced around you having access to wave command codes from Tribe King. So when you don't do it, it's actually really fun.
Yeah, even Star Force 3 though is really tough. Yeah, I'd say it's tougher than Battle Network post game, at least in terms of just fun.
Yeah, some of the ARP bosses are really difficult in that game.
Yeah, especially the back-to-back one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to touch on that a little bit while we're wrapping this area up. The games do have some post-game, which is, a lot of it is a collectathon. You're trying to collect all of the cards for library completion. And there is always, except for, I think, Battle Network 1, a story associated with the post-game that you can progress through. Some of it does require some of that library completion, but sometimes you don't need to fully complete your library for the post game. So I do recommend trying those out if you are interested in these games.
I've seen people say in the past that they play BN3 just for the post game, or the real game starts at the post game. That's how big it is and great it is to play through, or at least some people find it great to play through. They're all pretty great, other than BN1. Don't do BN1's first game.
It's the only one we would not recommend.
No, every other one is pretty great, other than Nah, I'd say they're all pretty great. BN5 is pretty long, but it's still good.
Yeah, it's a little challenging, which is really nice. So.
Yeah, it just depends how much you like liberation missions, I guess, because those are very long.
Yeah.
But I like them.
So, we have collected all of the gold hurts, going quickly out of our way here to grab a quick Zenny drop, and then we will be on our way to the boss fight of this area.
One more encounter. There we go.
Just one more.
I think a good example of why people might find this area annoying. I think we had like, what, 10 encounters when we knew where all of the hurts were?
Yeah.
Imagine
We knew where everything was. No backtracking, just went place to place, and we still got so many encounters.
This is why cloakers are so good.
A large energy that Ghostit was grabbing earlier for safety that
safe
will
at some
heal him
point.
for about, I think, half of his health or something along those lines. Just to make sure we're topped off for this
The large
particular
energy?
fight.
He was in for almost full.
It might be just a set amount. I don't remember.
Yeah. It's 200.
Ooh, really nice to draw General Origa on this fight. It spawns good counter hit. Oh,
I didn't
unfortunately.
care about the sword. I didn't know. I think it was gonna hit it. I really didn't think it was gonna hit.
Oh my god. The
Oh, I see. So anyway, the General Origa is really nice
I went.
because it breaks the rocks that are forced spawns at the start of the fight, and those usually get in your way quite a bit. Unfortunately, taking that hit from an Aqua enemy will knock him out of Saurian, so we no longer have that form. We will potentially see the use of Voltic Eye against Invis, these iframes.
Oh no!
Nope.
Just missed.
Did it too well.
But that is one of the few attacks that pierces iframes.
Yeah, just like Battle Network, there's like a couple cards that have properties that go through iframes. Just to like, give them a unique build gimmick, which is nice. Also helps the Voltic is really good even without that.
Yeah, I will also say the attack that knocked Ghostit out of the Saurian is really difficult to dodge. I hate that attack. The other attack that he does is
Can I just
lightning.
point out that this guy in the bubble looks hilarious?
Yeah, it does look really funny. It's basically a random 50-50 that's like super weirdly timed. Very good counter hit though. Solid fight.
But I don't care about the tribe knockout. I was like, this is whatever.
Yeah, it's usually not a huge deal because this guy is just annoying.
Especially since you already got the blazer, so it's like you already got a really good thing from that.
The rare times you can use Cancer Bubble against Plesio Serve.
Yeah. So we saved our friend Zach. He is now back with us. And he's helping us find our other friends. That's where we're going now. As we're going to his house, he's going to tell us news. He apparently heard word that our friend Bud was...
Look at his portrait. He's so smug.
His little cat face.
I love his portrait so much. You go, King.
Oh, yeah. Did you? Oh, all right, fat kid. All right, we'll keep. All right.
You can see it
Living
on the
his
top
best
screen
life.
still.
Well, yeah, that portrait's different to the one where he like talked to him. He has his back like tilted back and he's messing with his glasses like an anime character. Stepped his way out of the
Oh,
thing
that
with
one.
romper
Oh,
cars.
that one. The one on the... Yeah. I remember what you're talking about now. So, we have a lot of Zenny to spend now. I actually know you did forget 1 HP memory.
What?
You're supposed to buy one at the top of Wilshire Hills, the shopping center.
That's probably worth going back for, right?
He has enough to cloak her through Skywave right now.
I mean, I should have enough to get from Keith. Buy the other one from Big Wave.
Yeah, you can buy the other one if he needs to.
Okay.
So it's not a huge deal.
It's fine. We have to talk to him anyway.
Yep.
See, this is why you're running the game.
Do I really have to buy like anything else? Just make
No.
sure. Okay, cool.
Nope, you're good.
Is that-
That look reminds me of Weevil Underwood. Good comment.
Just had to just get a real quick thought process from for a second.
Yeah, that's the last shopping trip we normally have to do is buy those 7 sneakrins, so.
So you have a lot of trouble hitting the yes.
It's really annoying because it does default randomly to no or yes
Yeah.
in certain situations. Like,
It's always the choice that defaults on is always the worst for the speedrun because it defaults to no for sleeping in the bed and advancing the story, and then defaults to yes for safe. It's Like, oh,
Defaults to yes for saving, and oftentimes defaults to yes to fighting like optional bosses and like.
it's like the
So I
operating.
like completely phased out what what. It's talking about the me like missing
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah,
like,
failing to talk to.
And then we were talking about how it's always in the worst position for the speedrun. It's the OOT thing. Do you want me to repeat that? Yes.
No.
Just want to escape this owl.
So now we get to enjoy Skywave in all of its glory without any interruptions because we finally have enough for Cloaker.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a shortcut, so we get to the next place faster too.
Soon. This is the one trip we have to go through the whole way.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I thought that was the shortcut. I forgot we
Come
didn't
on,
make
fat
it
kid.
there.
Yeah, and we are on our way to the next area where we were hoping to find our friend Bud. It is called WhatsApp.
Yep. Sure is. Based on
WhatsApp.
Peru, I think, right?
I actually don't know, but
Pretty sure it is.
it's the prequel to Aloha Ha. So one thing to note about cloakers is when they expire, I believe it resets your step counter to 0. So normally you can get a little lucky with.
Oh, that's base. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Actually, that might not be true in this game. It's true in like every Battle Network game, but I think it's false in Star Force, thinking about it. So, fun little story tidbit. In order to talk to the residents of WhatsApp, you must first greet them with saying WhatsApp.
It's part of their culture, so they won't listen to you unless you learn that information first.
Yeah, so you have to talk to the village leader who like recognizes that you're a little confused and like explains it to you. And then you can go and talk to everyone else.
And this area's like this game's version of the Nazca line.
Yep.
Are any fights in the speedrun? Too many. There's a lot. Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
This is another example of talk to everyone. Though you don't have to talk to your friends. They're not important.
Nope. They don't give you good information. They're useless as always.
we're looking for information on where Bud is, so.
The Great Budicus.
The Great Budicus. Look at him in all of his glory.
I never thought about it before, but they built that statue really quick.
They did. They did.
He only just landed there.
It's like it's a game.
My immersion.
So
they mentioned the L button in Resident Evil in Metal Gear. My immersion's gone.
so basically, right now, we find out that Bud is being worshipped as a deity or like a messenger of the gods, essentially, because he fell from the sky, and they actually worship this thing, like this island that used to apparently be like a floating island in the sky.
We won't see that later at all.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That doesn't exist. But I knew it.
That saves time, believe it or not. But
It saves a slight amount of time.
saves a few frames.
And what
But
are those
basic-
frames, Fat? I would like to know those frames. Please tell me.
But
What are those,
basically,
you want me the exact amount? I don't know, probably 15. You happy?
I'll take that. It's fine.
Bud supposedly fell on his head. He doesn't remember who he is or anything. He doesn't recognize us. He just recognizes food. So we're trying to put together his favorite item. We're trying to put together his favorite meal, to hopefully jog his memory. So we're getting the ingredients for ginger beef. Something like that. So you get an egg, rice, meat from like steak, and an onion or something. Those are the 4 items we needed. and we use that with the cooking machine, aka what did you call it earlier, Fat Kid? Cookomatic?
Yeah, the Cookomatic.
Hey guys, back here with the Cookomatic.
The rival of what's the food machine's name?
Fill you up.
Oh my god. So we do this, try to feed it to him, doesn't go well. We didn't get the chance to, and Rogue shows up again because
It showed up.
Solo is a descendant of the people from that floating island, supposedly. And so he's like, you are a fake...
Easily Knuckles.
You're a fake prophet, so I am going to dethrone you, basically. However, he's just as weak as he was before. He is not strength. He's not been buffed in any way. This is literally just the same boss, but we're stronger.
By the way, do you know what the matter wave that you use to like swim around Loch Ness is called?
Dive machine. I do know that they mention his name, but I can't remember it.
Divey Jones.
Yep. Divey Jones.
Divey Jones. Damn, it's like these names were made to be said in a British accent.
And yet they didn't make Star Force 3 in Europe. Curious.
Big L.
Green Carpet is a really good
Why'd you say it
card.
like that?
Because I was starting to say grass stage.
Green Carpet.
Green Carpet is a really good card because it actually puts down grass panels, which, as we mentioned earlier, can buff the damage of fire attacks if it hits someone on a grass panel.
Yeah, it's basically grass stage. Played Battle Network or whatever. Is it even called grass stage?
It is grass stage in both.
Yeah, but it does damage as well. Grass stage is still in this game, but you know this one's quicker to use. Doesn't pause the screen.
Oh my god, his iframe. What a bully.
Save the hurts or save the frames, Bowl.
Frames every time.
Frames are being voted for.
So, dang. Didn't wait for me.
I know. Guess don't even.
I mean, he's almost dead, so.
Oh my god.
Iframes.
You know, I'm just gonna counter kill him.
Is this Rogue SX?
Alright. Shut up. To be rude. Shut up.
Has been routed.
Oh, yeah.
Has been routed.
It has been routed. Not a bad category.
Thanks
Still a
long
tough fight.
category. And a very tough fight, yeah. Can't believe they just made a boss that moves every frame.
Single digit frames between movement, dude. It's insane. Oh, for what happened there, so Bud got knocked out by Solo. We wake him up with...
Solo is Rogue, by the way.
Yeah, Solo and Rogue are just the same name, same character, different name. We wake him up by putting ginger beef next to him, and Luna, like, does some strange talking to him to jog his memory, and now Bud is back to being our friend. But we try...
He got his memory back.
But the people of the village, especially the village elder, really needs him because he is. You need to talk to your friends first.
I keep forgetting about them.
It's very easy to forget, I know. But basically,
What are you talking about? I just talked to Luda.
No, you have to talk to them at the tent.
Oh yeah. You have to talk to the 10. Yeah. My bad. I keep forgetting. I forgot about they're not best girl, so I just didn't think about them.
So the rest of our friends have passports, so they're able to drive away to the airport. They actually had a Matter Wave car that they literally drove away in, but we can't do that, so we have to take the Skywave back. But basically, they're trying to keep Bud hostage to attract more visitors because supposedly their religion might do that, I guess. I don't know.
They want people to flock from all over the world to see the great Budicus in person. So, we're going to get out of there.
absolutely nothing bad happened here. No boss, no dungeon. It's great. What a great scenario.
Yeah, this was a nice break. I'm sure there won't be another minigame that people sort of hate coming in.
I don't know why I did that. It's fine, I still kill. Didn't do the math in my head.
Math's hard. Don't do it mid speedrun. Especially do not convert time zones mid speedrun. Very dangerous.
Oh God.
Who's done
Time
that?
zones, period, is impossible.
Rich, what game have you... Wait. Rich, what game have you been speedrunning recently?
No, I had a BN6 speedrun once where I was doing evil spirits at the end, and I started converting time zones, and I messed up evil spirits. I don't know why I was converting time zones. I think it was because of the
Only
event.
I was there. I'm an expert.
It was like trying to convert the time zone for someone else because of some event that was going on. I was converting and just messed up evil spirits and had to retry.
So I like the way you said, like what you said, don't do math during a run. You know, RPG speedruns.
Don't do
Yeah,
math,
having to do math.
especially
Especially not Persona 4, where you literally have to do math against the final boss.
So this is important for a shortcut that we'll be using later on.
This guy is more helpful than all your friends in any of the games.
Yeah. So we very frequently have to use the Skywave because we don't have a passport and we never get one throughout the run. So we always have to use the Skywave anytime we want to go back to Wazop or Mess Village. So that gives us a nice shortcut to make that trip a little bit faster. But anyway, on the way to the airport, our friends got kidnapped by a giant bird and now they're about to be tickled to death. 100% serious, not an exaggeration in any way.
I remember asking, I think it was Dragon Master or someone, I was like, so what does that actually say in Japanese? That's got to be a localization change. Nope.
They're going to
It
be
was-
tickled to death.
It was a direct translation. It was not censoring in the localization. I was impressed.
So this area, there's a condor that you can see on the top screen that is basically patrolling the area. It's preventing us from bringing these herts back to their pedestal. These are the flame herts that need to be on their pedestals to open the path to the next area. So we need to bring them back there, but if we hit there's certain invisible like triggers on the ground that if we walk over them, will trigger the condor to attack us, and if it hits us, the hertz will disappear and go back to where we found it initially. So we quickly dive into these little hidey holes, and that way the bird can no longer dive us or take away the hertz.
It can be pretty annoying when you don't know how it works, because if you don't know that it triggers on the invisible lines, you could like keep walking the same direction.
I'm surprised it didn't dive there. It always dives there, even when that was
I think it was on a slight delay.
okay. That was like it's always dived like a second time there, but I got like
It has to have a short cooldown for the bird being able to dive you again, because otherwise there are certain situations where it would literally just constantly dive you and you would never be able to progress.
I feel like it already does that anyway.
Kind of, but like way worse.
Somebody's asked, what's the plot? Currently, we're saving our friends from a big bird, but we can also transform into electromagnetic waves to move around on matter waves and go through intangible objects. And we just fight this bird and save them in a sec. So that explains everything.
Yeah, that's accurate description.
Literally coming from the guy who forgot what part we were at, what was going on in the story during Yeti Blizzard.
Yeah, but
Forgot
I
about
read
the
the back.
skinny-
I read the back of the book. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing else to add to that.
Mega Man is what he's called when he transforms.
Oh my god. Never knew.
There's also a bigger overarching plot, but we don't Joe doesn't know about that yet, so we're gonna have to explain it.
The hidden plot is that there's these people behind the scenes that are like actively working to revive what is known as Mu, the giant floating island we talked about earlier, for unknown reasons. To try and take over the world because it's a very powerful island.
They want to use. They want to resurrect the mood.
No.
Old forgotten technology. Become more powerful, basically.
And rule the world, yeah.
Yeah. There's also a more personal reason, but we'll go into that later.
Yeah. Also, I will note that it's very important that I mentioned this before, but it's very important to note that there are invisible triggers on the floor that trigger the condor.
We'll mention that in a second.
Yeah, but it's very important to note it's not time-based or anything like that. It's invisible triggers on the floor.
Based.
Also, a fun little note: when you dive into the hidey holes, it resets your step counter to 0 and then sets it back to a higher number. Some very set number that's very random and makes no sense to me, but it's a set number that it always goes back to.
Oh, I went down the wrong one.
So you can technically have a very low step counter and hide from the condor, and then get your step counter reset to a higher number afterwards.
It's pretty good. I love this series.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure Condor is based on Thunderbird thing because his UMA like form looks very similar.
I mean, name a more famous bird.
Bald eagle. God bless America.
All right, Mr. Broforce over here.
Tweety.
Didn't think about the birds from Rio.
Angry Birds.
Okay. All right, you got me there. You got me there. What's the name of the red one? Come on.
Dude, I don't know.
Pull out the wiki. Come on.
It is important to note that it is actually very, very difficult / impossible to do on this particular route. Hit the HP threshold for cloakers. The number is just too high. We can't get enough Zenny to buy enough HP memories to hit that threshold. So that's why we're taking all of these encounters. In the any percent
Oh my
wave command,
god.
with wave command codes route, you would be able to sneak run through this area, but unfortunately it's just not possible with this category.
What
Okay,
absolute
the red
game.
one's called Red.
Wow.
He's
Very
called
original
Red.
there.
He's called Red Jaybird.
Got him. Got him. All right, so you're going to be really confused. That's why we're not going to get dived here.
Yes. So, as I mentioned earlier, it's important to note that it's invisible triggers on the floor. They're very set in stone locations, so we can actually walk around some of them.
Yeah,
There are certain paths you can take through the area that will avoid the bird ever diving you.
Yeah, they just forgot to just put something there.
It's gonna be pretty confusing casually because you can keep walking over the invisible line, but like if you do it late enough, it'll just keep diving. You'll think you're just getting incredibly unlucky. Oh, okay, that was close.
It's
What? I had a frame there?
yeah, it was still not going to dive for another like 2 seconds.
Okay.
So, like for example, there it did dive him, but it was too late for him to have to hide. So.
Oh yeah. He was
Oh my
really safe
God.
from that.
The absolute joke.
Oh,
Oh, you got the high
addicted.
HP one.
And so again, we're gonna walk around the triggers to not get him to dive us until it's too late. Because for some reason they didn't put one down in that bottom right corner. Well, I guess it's just the right side of the map, now that I think about it. Isometric view is weird to describe. Because I always want to think of it as like a box rotated, so it's not isometric.
I always just keep the view in the same place and then just say like, I don't know, southeast.
Yeah.
And then people are just usually don't think of it as the box. Even though it's the same thing. Berserker sword. Pretty good one.
Berserker.
Berserker rank.
So now, in this particular case, we have to grab 2 hurts simultaneously. So this is actually a bit of a weird one, where I think we are, or maybe it's the next one, where we're forced to get dove in some capacity.
Yeah,
Because of where
there's
the
like
trigger is.
there's that little ramp on the wave that we're just like in like the top right corner.
Yeah, it's kind of weird where some of them are placed. Like I said, it's in a really bad spot that you're forced to get dove, but. So, but
They didn't put one in the corner, but they put one in there some random ramp.
Yeah, this one's really funny because you actually like walk around the trigger twice to like completely avoid the bird diving you ever.
Such a good ship. Oh my god. Why did we never put that in the route before?
What's that?
I said I like how that was never
General
in
Origa,
yeah. That was like never in the route like ever.
Wrong one, I think.
Time stop.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was the wrong one. I was thinking you mentioned the 3 one and that threw
Sorry,
me
I'm
off.
sorry.
How could you?
I was getting a bit ahead of myself.
Yep, there we go.
That is
4 hurts.
cosmic brain geometry.
Oh my god. He moved on top of the enemy. That's not allowed.
I didn't even care at that point. I hate that enemy so much.
I hate it too. I'm with you.
5,000 IQ'd me.
One thing I've seen a lot of people talk about, by the way, in chat tonight has been like, oh, I didn't know this existed, or like, I'm surprised to see a Star Force 2 run or anything like that. One of the beauties of doing this show, and one of the reasons I love doing this show, is largely because, if I'm gonna be real, it's really just for those reactions in chat. I love showing a spotlight on games that often don't get that spotlight. On either the main event stages or just like, you know, in general. So like, hey, these games do exist and there are runners for them. Y'all should definitely check them out because they're pretty heckin' awesome. And if you haven't, you should follow these 3 wonderful individuals here who've been carrying the whole run, the whole show. Y'all have been awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, sorry.
Ghost, I highly recommend you save the game.
I'll be fine.
Please do.
I'll be fine.
But also, yeah, thank you.
I appreciate the kindness.
Sorry, I had to do a gamer whale there. I'm so sorry.
I was watching that whole time with complete panic, knowing he hadn't saved.
I
whole game.
kept myself calm the whole time, dude.
You know what? He still didn't save.
He luckily got a nice HP refill. Those are random based on your HP. If you are low on HP, it will choose to grant you an HP refill like that.
What?
That's okay.
The timing.
That was a fighting game combo.
He put out the projectiles early,
Yeah,
knowing they would combo.
I actually thought the rockets were going to disappear from Taurus Fire. I didn't think it worked that way.
So this is the weird situation where going onto that ramp, there's a trigger for the bird to dive you that you cannot avoid because you have to go onto that path in order to get to the next hurts, because this is a set of 3 that you have to save.
Oh, we never actually explained what happens if you do get the...
I kind of mentioned that when you get dove, if the bird hits you, it sends the hurts, all of them,
you did
even the
mention
multiple hurts, back to their original locations.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot about it. I forgot you mentioned that.
So yeah, this is where the slight cooldown is very important, because otherwise we would just constantly be getting dove over and over and over again.
Even though this game killed the franchise, I found it fun. There was a game after this. What do you mean?
Might be a UK viewer. They don't know yet.
Star Force 3 doesn't exist in Europe.
If they just found that out, their mind is blown.
They're like, no way. And then they look it up on eBay. They're like, oh, never mind.
These games are excessively expensive for no reason.
Yeah, they didn't used to be. Only happened in the last
Because no one bought them. That's why.
Yeah, they were all cheap other than Star Force 3 though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Star Force 2, yeah, never mind. That did cost me. That cost me like $25 the first time I got
that
it.
one's tight for sure. That one's a bit hard to make, but you got there.
What is 25 in US dollars, by the way?
Sorry.
Sorry, I don't know that. I can't do that conversion.
Me neither.
That's because you have two types of currency factor.
I don't have two types. What?
I don't know.
We don't use euros over here.
Euros are gone.
They never existed. We've never used euros.
So this is where you're going to see that powerful charge. Oh. There's one nice thing about firing as well, is that if it hits an enemy in the back row, it triple hits. Otherwise, it goes through an enemy and then comes back for a double hit. So
this is a neat boss. I like the change in stage as well.
yeah, this is a pretty cool boss. They summon these missiles randomly while they just float around, and then they try and hit you with some laser beams. If you take too long, they dive bomb you and spawn a ton of missiles. Hopefully we don't see that.
I mean, we haven't seen Apollo Flame, so I'm kind of sad already.
Hollow Flame would be a very nice drop. What is the fourth row?
Yeah, he's in the fourth row.
It's very weird to know where he is, because like the back 3 rows are invisible. They're just not there. But
That was Terra Condor.
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons that the Saurian version is so strong, is because that boss can get obliterated by fire cards that are charged up by Saurian.
Unfortunately, Ghost didn't get lucky, but if you get Apollo Flame or even get a Noise Force Big Bang, it just explodes.
Yep. Or you just draw Firing 2 and you charge it up to deal, let me think,
Way
like
too much
780 damage with one card,
Yeah.
which
If
is
it all,
like
if it all
over half
hits
its.
anyway.
Yeah.
Insane.
So,
We
I want to know if
rescued
you're
Bob.
using a 3DS circle pad.
Huh?
I want to know if
using
you're
the
using
circle
the
pad or
3DS circle pad.
What are you
This is
talking
a very
about?
specific question. Somebody in chat wants to know if you're using the circle
What are you
pad.
talking
do you know the circle pad on the 3DS rather than the D-pad?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm memeing. Yes, I'm using the circle pad.
Wow.
Dang, you're not using the D-pad?
No.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go, person, Jay.
That's
What a weirdo.
That's.
Oh, not you. Sorry, I'm calling Ghosted a weirdo for using.
Oh, okay.
In all fairness, like in his defense, the circle pad is in a much better position than the D-pad.
Yeah.
I guess that's...
The 3DS
Yes!
is very
Oh my God, I
not
hate this
ergonomic for that
so
D-pad.
I hate that.
I would still use the D-pad anyway.
This is the shortcut that we grabbed earlier, by the way. That key opens that door so that we can go immediately from Echo Ridge Skywave to Wazop Skywave, which is the end. You don't need to go to Wazop, though.
Hey, it was
We're
just,
actually going to Mess Village. It's actually, funnily enough, faster to go behind Mess Village through the Skywave. It's just slightly faster because it's technically at the end, right through this warp, pretty much. But yeah, so we've saved 2 of our friends that went missing, and now we're looking for the 3rd friend, Sonia. All the hints we've seen so far is that a girl in pink appeared in the sky and it caused a plane to crash, supposedly. That's the only hint we have, and it crashed around this area, so.
Also, I just wanted to say, a good thing Star Force 3 really simplified the, like, overworld Skywave equivalent.
Yeah, it made it, like, not
Way
necessary,
smaller.
but, like, much easier to get through.
Yep.
It is necessary to get to one side area, but that area isn't really important a whole lot for the story. Bob
Yeah,
got
have
it
to
once
go
there.
higher one.
Just
Just
have to
going on
go
there
there
for
like a couple times for the story.
So we have
Hey.
found out that the black box that has like a video footage of what happened to the airplane that crashed is at the bottom of the lock. So we're just gonna go look for it because we have that ability. No one knows it, but we have that ability.
Joke's on me, goes to, I never used the circle pad. Within like 30 minutes of using a 3DS, I immediately get cramps playing a DS game.
That fingers over here.
Yeah, I have tiny fingers too. I have tiny, tiny fingers at that time. Holding like a DualSense PS5 controller is like 3 times the size of my hands. I feel like a child.
So one other interesting thing to note about this game is as you progress through the story, some of the earlier areas have upgraded viruses. So we were actually able to cloaker through Mess Village earlier.
Yeah,
but
totally.
We we no longer have the HP threshold because a lot of those enemies got upgraded.
Yeah.
So it is one annoying side effect. Luckily, we only have one trip through this area where that even matters at all. But that is why we're not using cloakers on this trip, despite the fact that we were supposed to use them earlier.
This is gonna be tight.
I-
This is gonna be tight. Ah! Oh, okay.
Okay, you got
Oh,
it that
nice,
time.
you got it.
Yeah,
They
there's
had to time that really carefully because they had to time it so that the enemy became vulnerable to damage but hadn't moved to the front row yet because Apollo Flame doesn't hit in the front row.
Yep. The mono sword, as they are called.
Like as soon as the bubble hit me too, dude. That's crazy.
I knew that timing was going to be rough because of the
Okay,
bubble.
okay.
I need to pay attention to the guy that wants the airplane car. I remember him having a funny name.
Oh, you mean the pilot?
Yeah. Can't wait to be disappointed. It's like the most basic fun ever.
It probably will be because no one's ever talked about it before.
I should make a list of just all of the funny names.
I'm surprised you haven't.
Yeah, I've made a funny quotes list, but a funny names list. That'll be like the next thing to do when I play through these games again.
So, we've acquired the black box, but we'll find out soon. We don't have the ability to play the video on the black box. We're going to need something else to do that. And this is also going to be the final usage of matter waves in the speedrun. So, you haven't like they're important, but like
There's no propeller man over here.
He's called Tailspin. That's right.
oh, Tailspin.
Tailspin.
Pilot who crashed named Tailspin. So we got the projector matter wave so that we can play the video on the black box.
Also known as Projecto Snoop.
Why did they keep saying? You could just keep saying box. You have to keep saying the black box.
The black box. It's important.
That's to make it all
Important detail.
mysterious.
I will say though that this guy's name sucks. Projecto Snoop. He's called Phil Nose in Japan. That's better. That's better.
Phil knows. Oh, good. So, Now we're going
Oh, you're
to...
nervous. Has some information.
Yeah, I know everything about it. I know all of the story, dude. I'm the true lore master here. But anyway, basically, we learned that the plane did crash because of a girl floating in pink. It was our friend Sonia, so now we are going to go to where the plane kind of crashed initially, or like started to crash, which was around the Bermuda Maze, if you're familiar with the Bermuda Triangle. Yes, it's a reference to that.
That area sucks.
Yeah, we're not going to see it just yet, but that area is definitely a maze.
Okay, you're just being a baby. You're just being a baby. That area is
Hang on.
nothing.
Let me tell you why I think it's the worst area. Because the second time you go there, you have to get directions from the hearse. And he gives you directional advice, but the game's isometric. It's like, wait, which one's right?
It tells you diagonals is the thing, fat kid. It says up right, down right.
I don't believe in diagonal.
Down left. I mean, that's all my notes tell you too, fat kid, so like...
Yeah, well, I studied my directions.
So we're just gonna break through this door that apparently has been broken relatively recently to get into the Bermuda Maze.
Oh, the hearse just gets mad at us.
Not again.
Also, I've been using this. I didn't ever even use your notes. I used pictures.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Becky
Wait, you had a picture of the Bermuda Maze? That didn't exist.
Pictures of Bermuda Maze.
What are you talking about? Yes, I do. I have them too.
Mabel's
They exist because of me, Ghost.
No, they don't.
Mabel's notes had them.
Well, there's a big maze that like big map picture that I made that like connects all of the areas.
I think Doyson's or somebody's. It probably wasn't Doyson. Had the Mega Boy maps as well.
Because of me.
I mean, Doyson does have some really good notes too. So
I don't know. His BN6 notes are a little rough.
he didn't run that game much. Gotta cut him some slack.
They were more meant for new
Yeah.
runners.
I
So-
can't imagine being around for BN6.
Story-wise, what happened is we get to the Bermuda Maze, we meet Sonia. She supposedly has teamed up with the evil group and is helping them now and is no longer our friend. She cut her brother band. We feel betrayed, so we're back to being depressed once again. So we're trying to avoid our other friends because we don't want to talk about it. And,
I don't know why. He's not even best friend. I don't know. No point.
And anyway, we go to Wilshire Hills where there's advertisements of Sonia everywhere because she's a popular idol in the game. And yeah, so we just stay here until nighttime and then, you know,
Staring at her sign the whole time.
chaos ensues because someone like the evil organization is attacking us for whatever reason because they want the O part.
Well, they specifically they start attacking all of like the citizens like standing around.
It's to get Mega Man to come out because they know Mega Man's there.
But what's great about this is that happens, and then he's like, "I don't want to save anyone. I don't want anything to do with this." And Omega just has to convince him to not just let them like die.
Oh. Almost enough damage.
This close. So close.
So close.
Like that Paul Blart scene where the guy's like, Bart, you were so close, but he like turns his fingers into like an L.
Got that.
One annoying thing about the Mirians is if you are in their column and you try to attack them, they will immediately put a shield up. And so you have to kind of wait for them to attack if you actually want to be able to damage them.
Oh, let's go.
They
Or
do,
use AoE guns, obviously.
yeah. They do have elemental weaknesses. Some of them, the blue ones are aqua, obviously. They're just color coded. The purple ones are null element though, but to make up for that, they have more health. So.
By the way, jet ski is based for these fights too.
Yeah.
Jet ski is really nice because it
goes through the
breaks. It does breaking damage, so it goes through the shield directly.
Yeah, Balnoak and Star Force has a like difference between breaking and piercing. Piercing is like pierces iframes, and breaking specifically goes through like shields and
Oh my god,
enemies that would usually be invulnerable.
Yep. So the Aqua one just knocked him out of his transformation again.
I was trying to take damage because
okay.
we have to die next. So
It's okay. This is all planned. Taking damage is intentional.
this is
and
all
a good thing.
optimal.
You should, like, not even kidding. Optimally, you should be taking damage here.
Did he ever save?
He saved just before, like, a little before Terra Conquer.
Okay. That's probably
You bully.
He's not really in any danger right now, so.
not right now.
Oh, okay, the fact that you can just stay in your little corner. All right.
Listen, I always save in my run.
Reminder to save, fat kid.
Reminder of the plus 55 minutes added on to the estimate during the Star Force marathon.
No, I was.
You were back at Diamond. You were back at Diamond Ice.
Yeah, I lost 40 minutes, but only 5 minutes over estimate.
Didn't we change the estimate because of you?
We did change the estimate during the middle of the run.
But only by 5 minutes.
No.
Correct. No. I'm right.
No.
Also, that Rogue showed up and he beat us.
Yeah, so that's an intentional death. Rogue has gained a new power. He's too strong for us. We can't actually beat him.
Big boy has a
And-
shield now.
He's going to like actually delete us permanently, and Sonya actually shows up, saves the day, and then leaves again because she has a deal with the evil organization that if she helps them, they will not harm Geo. So that's currently what's going on.
Well, that's a lie.
And then you have this big funny conversation with your friends who finally catch you and are just like, there's got to be something. Go talk to her. There's got to be something going on. Has one of Fat Kid's favorite quotes.
Yes. As a fellow female, I can relate.
I understand her pain.
Yeah, as a fellow female, I understand her pain. Sorry, which just feels like it was written by a robot.
Yeah.
The AI generated it.
Because keep in mind,
fellow female.
this is an 11 or 12-year-old girl speaking. It's just like,
Yeah.
what?
Like I think the AI generated the credit names for the PAL version.
Yeah. So
Schnurdo.
we go to talk to her instead. We're gonna fight her. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we'll talk to her afterwards. Make her come to her senses. So Harpnote is an interesting boss. She summons these speakers twice, which send a projectile down the column. Then after those 2 times, she will try to use her guitar strings to paralyze you and damage you, and then she does the other attack with her guitar where she sends waves at you, and rinse and repeat over and over and over again. Unfortunate draws, not a whole lot of the fire cards that we like to see. That's pretty good.
Oh, keep her in place on over the grass panel.
The bubble locks her in place on a grass panel. Throw the fire at her.
Not today.
Not to
Yeah, but I was actually successful.
couldn't be me.
I love her pattern. It's so good.
Yeah,
Pretty quick and simple.
She's a pretty early game boss in Star Force 1, and it's like an end game boss here, but, well, not end game, a late game boss here, but her pattern's pretty much the
We're
same.
basically an in-game. Well, no, Bermuda Maze after that. That's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that is Harp Note. And then we get her to come to her senses, and we decide we're going to
We
explore the
soft
maze.
skate her.
We explore the maze with her. Now, the way that this maze works is there's usually like hints, like certain NPCs will literally just tell you where to go, or you're supposed to follow this NPC in certain directions, or sometimes they're like very vague about it. Like you have to look at the stars to see which one is glowing, so that's the one you're supposed to listen to see like who's lying and who's truthful and what's the right path, etc., etc. But it's set in stone, so you just can follow a set path all the way
If you're
through.
ever playing this game casually, all you do is search gamefacts.gamesport.com and then look for the Bermuda Maze maps. There you go.
Yep. Whoops.
Okay, thankfully that doesn't mess anything up.
Yeah, I know, thank God, right?
Yeah.
We'd be here all day, man.
This isn't
All
the
of
Lost
these,
Words.
all of these areas are luckily
Yeah, look
pretty
at the
consistent
Look at
about
the
where they put you
stars to
back.
tell where to go. Look, there's a red, a yellow.
What are you talking about? I don't see the stars.
So yeah,
Oh,
on the
good.
top screen, there's like certain stars. You're supposed to listen to them and whatnot, but it's not actually important. So it's usually pretty consistent about where it places you. For example, if you go down left, it'll place you at the top right of the next area, and then like later on in the maze, it starts ignoring that and like really messes with you.
If you go the wrong way sometimes, you'll get a virus encounter, which is a gauntlet of
Yeah.
fights.
Sometimes you even find a mystery wave though.
Yeah, that's also true. It is nice though because these areas are very short and quick, so our step counter never gets high enough to get encounters. It's one of the really nice things about this maze is we're not getting any random encounters, despite no cloakers.
Fighting. Like, I'm excited.
Hollow is a pretty tough boss. Also, you can equip the HP plus 500 now.
Oh, yeah.
We have hit the life or link power threshold that we can now equip the ability we got from Cypher Mail at the beginning of the run. That gives us HP plus 500. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm not excited.
Wrong one. So we have to unequip HP plus 50, then equip the HP plus 500 just to have enough.
It doesn't give you the HP when you equip it though.
Yes. So we couldn't equip it until after the Harp Note fight, unfortunately. But luckily it's not super big of a deal. After the Hollow fight, you do get an HP refill before a second boss fight.
Oh, menuing.
Yeah, menuing.
We did it.
Oh my God. Please give me grass stage.
The really annoying thing about this, very nice, is that these panels on the floor will summon viruses out of them. But you can get rid of them with stuff like grass stage and whatnot. The viruses that get summoned are always of your weakness. So if he gets hit, he will always lose out on his form. And honestly, in my opinion, the Aqua one is actually like the hardest one to dodge because it's like a very close bubble guy. So making sure to get grass panels down to get rid of those viruses is very important. They do resummon them eventually, but that won't happen for quite some time.
Oh my God.
He also puts up this barrier after a set amount of time, but between movements.
What the barrier does right now.
Yep, just blocks pretty much all damage. So this is an elect-based boss, so wood is super effective against it.
Oh my God. What a bully.
So unfortunately we lost his form. Now that that has happened, the element is random that gets selected for the virus. So it is also nice when they are CC'd like this, they will not summon any viruses.
What? I literally moved, but okay. Like, I literally moved. I don't care. Put it out of the way.
Yep, so now there's no more viruses being summoned, which is a really nice thing. Makes this fight so much simpler.
Oh, I should have grabbed a crown, like, whatever. Oh my god, what a god.
Dude, he's owning.
And now, the unfortunate thing lasted long enough that the panels have been resummoned. But we're very close to being done.
What? I literally just need this vault guy. Oh.
Press A, win game.
So good. It's hard.
That fight is very, very annoying. One of the more annoying fights in the game, especially later versions of that boss.
Oh my god.
So, as you see, HP refilled. Now we're at 1,000 max HP with the HP plus 500 ability, so 500 base.
Great, now we have the worst fight possible.
The other fight immediately afterwards, luckily we get to save in between, but this is Rogue again, but he's just as strong as the fight where it was unwinnable, except now we can actually damage him.
He also has, yeah, you're about to say it.
He has a shield that regenerates over time. After every attack, he will put up a shield that will block any attack.
It's super annoying when you don't know how it works casually.
Yeah. It regens after every attack. So normally you just buster it. I think that is good enough.
Oh,
No, still fine. No,
yeah. Okay, but once he gets under 500 HP, he like brings out his Buster Sword, and that's like the scariest part about him.
He goes full anime.
Yep. He does pull the sword out of thin air and just starts owning you at half health.
Pulls it out of his hand like Hyde. Undenying.
Oh man.
He's above half health. Oh wait, no. Does he have 1,000 base? No.
He has 1,200 base.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
That's also one other annoying thing is he actually breaks your lock on if you do it at the, like, while he's moving.
Jerk. What a jerk. I'm about to die. I'm so gonna die.
Keeps breaking the lock on. Good little buster to get rid of the shield.
He waited out the bubble so they would waste like time to get some of his custom gauge back.
If he hits this, yeah, perfect. Does double damage because he's on a class panel. That's a fire attack.
Oh my god.
Very nice.
These fights are hard, man. The in-game fights suck.
No repeat of the past.
Oh,
he's redeemed himself.
Get owned, Twilight. Chaotic.
Alright.
Yeah, the late game fights start getting ridiculously hard out of effectively nowhere, it seems.
It's mostly just rogue. At least for a casual playthrough, it's mostly rogue.
Yeah.
That rogue fight, I'm sure a lot of people thought it was harder in the final boss even.
Hollow and Rogue are just two of the more annoying bosses in the game, in my opinion. So,
yeah,
like them back.
That's a really good opinion. I agree with you on that end.
Thanks.
The annoying boss is the annoying boss. The final boss is pretty annoying too.
Yeah, the final boss should hopefully be annoying. It's the final boss.
Hopefully be annoying. He just has to give you a terrible time. It just has to be unfair. Like, it's fine.
If you're not getting bullied by the final boss, is it even a game?
Limu literally is just a bully. It's not even like not even nice. It's like such a trash final boss.
That boss is definitely annoying.
Like Crimson Dragon's the final boss of the Star Force series now. He's easy as heck.
He is probably the easiest final boss in the series.
I say Andromeda's impossible. Oh my god.
Yeah, just who doesn't like randomly spawning meteors that you cannot shield and that you just have to react to?
Specifically, his like final form, the meteors come so fast.
This is a 4-fight gauntlet where, yeah, for some reason it's 4. Usually this game has like 3 or 5 or 10 fight gauntlets. This one specifically is 4. Because we got locked in the undimension or the shadow realm. And we have to fight our way out of this first.
Huh.
This really does just look like the Shadow Realm from all of like season 2.
It's pretty much what it is. Also, for the record, I believe the exit to this undimension is always to the top right.
Yes, it is. It's the
I've
story
never
part.
been wrong about this one yet.
Oh, dang. Fine, whatever.
It's okay. You confused the Stickurian virus, which caused him to not go into his underground state. So he's still vulnerable. Genius.
I debated him. Wow, what a draw.
Unfortunately, the Voltic Eye, because it hits through invis for you, it does it for the enemy as well. So that invis, while it helps, he does still have to dodge the Voltic Eye.
Mention these are like G viruses. These are giant version of viruses. And
Yes.
also, when they're giant, the little flying things kick looks hilarious.
Yeah, so G viruses are bigger, have double the health, attack faster, move faster. They're just
As you
more
can
annoying
see from the
versions.
guy on the left side having the time as well.
He is zooming.
I'm gonna get you.
We got the double hit. Very nice.
I'm gonna get you.
Ah, you jerk.
Almost punched him.
I think he got out of that stun immediately.
Yeah, the Zerker stun is really, really short, unfortunately, because it is your buster, so they don't want it to be too broken.
It's usually pretty long. I think it's just the G virus. It gets like this quarter of the length. For some reason.
That was a really nice draw because 2 fire enemies, and this hits all of them to begin with, so
So no
Cancer Devil did twice as much damage, and that's the final fight of the gauntlet.
On boss enemies, the Zerker stun's like half a second at least.
And there we go. We were originally at Bermuda Maze when we fell into a trap. Went into the Undimension, get out, and now we're suddenly at Wilshire Hills for some reason. And the continent of Mu has been revived and has been raised into the sky, and now that is what the sky will always look like for the rest of the game. It's just giant floating continent.
What do you mean? I thought the sky looked like Luna's wallpaper.
Oh, I wish it was, man. I wish it did.
It auto took it back to the regular sky.
Yeah, it
Because-
takes it to the regular sky in Bermuda Maze, right?
There's a few places where like the sky is important. Like I think during a few scenarios. One of them being the Terra Condor scenario.
right? Yeah, Terra Condor.
Because you need to see the bird and react to it diving you. So now we are going into the final day because the continent of Mu disappeared temporarily.
So we're about to get our Giga card too, which is exclusive to our version. Each version gets a different Giga card. Rich, do you want to Giga card?
Yeah, that's correct. We get an email very shortly. Not yet.
I was too hyped about it already. I was like, yes, Dark Phantom. I get the worst Giga card. Let's go.
There are, like you said, every Giga in your library is specific to the version you picked. So Zerker actually has a set of 5 different Gigas. So right now we're about to get the first one that is specific to Saurian. It's the only one we're going to be able to have access to. It is Phantom Slash, which is basically an AoE that hits like 8 panels around the fourth row, fourth row, or the third row if there's something blocking him. Does about 400 damage, or like 80 times 5. It's still a little difficult to use and not as powerful as some of the other Gigas that you get, though. Zerker gets a significantly better one, and I think Ninja's is also better because it's elemental. I think it's Flying Impact, so.
Flying Impact is... Yeah, I'd definitely say it's better in every way.
Just more damage, it's elemental.
More damage, elemental, it's still AoE.
Yeah.
Like what?
Now you have the email.
Yeah, I forgot I can't leave without reading.
Who does Zerker get again?
Zerker gets Avalanche. So it's
okay.
it's about the same amount of damage, but it hits everything no matter what.
Yeah, it hits every panel in a...
Though it doesn't hit enemies if they're like behind an obstacle in a column or something. That's the only downside. But it freezes enemies as well, which can be comboed with breaking to deal double damage.
I really like Avalanche.
And it's also Aqua Element, so it has a use.
Yep.
That said, Phantom Slash is still a Giga and it's still strong, so you just are obligated to put it in the folder.
Especially since, I mean, it probably won't happen, but you can get it from a counter hit. Pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
The world's gone crazy. Pandemonium everywhere.
Yeah. So Mu is in the sky.
Go stop bad guys.
And it's causing the rest of the world to go crazy because the power of their friendships aren't strong enough. So everyone in the world is like, oh, I need to be part of the Mu Empire. And they're all like only focused on themselves. So everyone has lost all of their link power except a select few who like are normal human beings, I guess, that have empathy.
Yeah, I think the story is like, they say become part of the Mu Empire and like dismiss your fellow man or whatever, and then like, yes, I will to survive.
It's like everyone's focused on their own survival because like apocalypse things and stuff like that. So everyone else, was that the way? You are correct. Interesting.
Yeah, the first one for some reason it's like it doesn't show it on like what I have, but that works, so I don't really care.
That one was a bit weird, but if it works, it works.
First one doesn't actually matter, I don't think.
No, it does. There's a very specific path, though I think technically if you go upright at the start, it sets you back to where you originally started. So like technically you can just constantly do that upright over and over again. It's kind of funny. Very important. This guy sells you D energies, which, as we mentioned earlier, are full heals outside of combat. So using our extra Zenny to make use of that extra heal is going to be very important with a lot of dangerous virus fights. There's a lot of dangerous virus fights. And if you're a fan of the Mega Man series, a classic, the boss rush coming up. Though for Battle Network and Star Force, it's usually a bit different, where there's like a boss at the end of every area of the final area. So this starts off the boss rush with Dark Phantom version 2, also known as EX. So EX bosses are basically the same as their original counterpart, but faster, more health, and more damage. Some of them unlock more like fancy attacks as well, but none of the ones we're gonna fight do that.
Come on, step over here. Come on.
See, that one is pretty one step.
Nice counter hit.
Get owned, idiot.
So Vanishing Blazer is a combination of the other Link Force Big Bang because we're in double tribe with Zerker.
The amount of times we've used it and we're now explaining.
Yeah. I did forget to mention it, but basically it is a 2-hit attack that deals 180 damage twice. It does fire and then elect because of the element we are. So does 360 damage that can be buffed to 540 based on certain elemental weaknesses.
Yeah, it doesn't. Combination attacks don't really matter though. It's just thing does big damage. It's not really much to
Wait, there
Yeah,
is
not
an
much else to
action.
it.
Wait, there is another HP ring I could have grabbed. The ES next to the door,
Yeah.
but that's slow, so I'm not. I mean, I don't really need it anyway. Oh, this is the worst encounter I could have gone. Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, virus fights in this area are very scary.
Thankfully, the confusion for you in this game isn't like the old Battle Networks, it's like the newer ones. So your controls just get reversed, not randomized.
Yep. And because there is only one direction of movement in this game, you can literally just only go left and right. So you only have to worry about that reverse direction. So the mechanic here is there are these 4 stone-like carvings that you have to go and find. Then on the way, there's these Mirians that pop up. If you run into one of them, you have to draw a pattern on the back with the stylus on the touchscreen. It's the only touchscreen minigame in Star Force 2. And if you fail it, you get put into a fight with that particular Mirian. Otherwise, you just have to collect these 4 stone tablets, which lets you access the door. They are all key items that you have to read the story of to figure out the chronology of events. And based on that, you have to figure out the order that you have to input these patterns on the door at the end.
Not as tough as it sounds. Like it's not as annoying as the Star Force 1 puzzle, I think, but it's
But if
still,
you played it casually, it's so hard.
No, I was gonna say, but we're not gonna be reading it in the speedrun, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's set in stone, so we don't need to worry about it for the speedrun.
What can be annoying casually is drawing these damn shapes. Because if you make one mistake, it's just like,
No.
If you do fail drawing the shape in the time you give, it doesn't give much time. But if you fail it, you just get an encounter with them. They have a lot of health though, so it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's the main problem with this place is that just every enemy has a ton of health, and we're getting encounters constantly, and like you're just praying to draw General Origa or Apollo Flame, pretty much.
Hammer boy.
Berserker Sword 2. Damn, Lemu is owned already.
The nice thing is, while the Mirians are chasing you, you cannot get encounters, so. Some of these patterns are actually like really difficult. I've never figured out if their AI is 100%
Oh my
random.
god. What a goof.
I never figured out if their AI is random or based on your position or what it is, but like it's actually usually different every time in terms of the path that they take.
Yeah, if you're familiar
Oh my
with...
god.
This is pretty bad. If you're familiar with alpha comps from Battle Network 3 speedruns or something, unfortunately it's nothing that's set in stone as that. Just kind of have to deal with it.
I don't know. That one's a little bit. That one's a little bit more annoying, honestly.
That one is annoying, but everything is the same as long as you move the same.
True.
Yeah, there is set movement you can do through those types of areas, but not in this case. This case,
I wasn't
can't really
trying to imply alpha comps is way easier. Alpha comps is a nightmare.
Alpha comps is harder, but like
More
also like
It's a little bit more
at least
set, like a
it's
set
just set in
path.
stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that yellow ones will screw you over so hard.
The yellow ones are the fastest. The green ones stop. They're really nice because they let you like corner cut them a lot. The red ones I think are close to yellow. Blue and purple are kind of similar-ish. And that's pretty much all of them. So we've acquired the 4 stone tablets. Now we can draw the pattern on the door. The annoying thing is that right after you put in the code on this door, a boss fight starts. So you have to save or do whatever beforehand. Luckily, it's not a very difficult boss.
Oh my god. Sorry, my 3DS screen's trying to heck me over.
Yeah, drawing this can sometimes be really frustrating.
I remember the few times I raised this. You remember the complete disaster my bottom screen DS that I've described. The scratches all over it, so me trying to use the stylus, it would just skip pixels when I'm trying to.
Oh god.
Yeah, there's physical scratches in the bottom of the DS. It was like that when I bought it. So I would be trying to draw it, and then my stylus would just slide right over the scratch and detect nothing. It would be awful.
The one annoying thing about this boss
God,
is that he is indeed Aqua Element, so a lot of his attacks will knock us out of our tribe.
His giant stomp ain't one of them, though.
Apparently the stomp does not do aqua damage. Today I learned.
I think it actually does breaking. Or something.
It's probably just breaking, yeah, because you can't shield it.
I mean, he is coming from the sky to stomp on you.
It does make sense. I will not deny.
I mean, you can still shield some things from the sky.
Okay, Fat Kid, please explain me how I can shield the meteors in Andromeda's fight. I would love to hear it. I want to hear that strat right now.
Alright, so what you do is you edit the ROM, alright, and then you make it shieldable.
So
That was a good fight.
oh wait, not quite over yet.
Oh my god, what a jerk. Here we go.
Alright, that was a
There
good
we
fight.
Very solid fight.
You also saw what Avalanche looks like if we got it as the Giga Chip.
Yes, that attack that he did is literally the Avalanche Giga Chip. Just like Phantom Slash is literally Dark Phantom's attack.
Yeah,
And Terra Condors
Terra Condors is the
flying
thing we
back.
didn't see.
Is the attack we don't want to ever see.
At least it's an easy counter here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a nice game.
Yep. The green guys just kind of stopped for you. It's very
No, but
nice.
they were all bundled up
Oh yeah,
together.
they all just stood on top of each other.
Oh no, not the sword enemy.
No.
So these enemies are not really a pun for this game, but if you've played Battle.Network 6, it is everyone's worst nightmare. These are called gravities.
No.
Generally known as the black hole virus. They can only take damage from swords.
But they can't. Oh my god.
Oh no, I remember these!
Yeah, these guys show up in a lot of Battle.Network games in different capacities.
Stop it! Oh my god. No.
So this is where I unfortunately have to explain, because some of you guys might be wondering, you can just try running away. It only takes 3 turns, right? Unfortunately.
Let's go. No.
Yeah, not quite enough damage.
I need a
Unfortunately,
+10.
Gus's L button is not working on his 3DS.
Okay, we didn't have to already say that, alright?
So he's unable to run away from these fights.
I did not know that. Oh my! I was wondering.
So we are stuck here until he draws swords.
Oh yeah, explain that to Rich except you. Explain it to Rich when you were gone.
That's so funny.
You might be wondering, it would be ideal to run away from those fights, but unfortunately due to hardware issues, not quite possible right now.
Wasn't even my fault. It
bro.
literally just stopped working. I picked it up
Today.
and it's just I don't want to work anymore.
Sorry to hear
That literally gave up today.
No, it gave up. It gave up a few days ago. And I just never told anyone for a bit. I was like,
Oh my god.
Man. So one thing to note about the gimmick of this series is that mentioned the drawing on the back of the Marines or whatever. The unfortunate thing about that is that it does speed up as you progress through the area, so you have less and less time to do that drawing. So if you're not fast with it in the later areas,
Wait,
you're gonna get those fights. Did you never notice that before, Fat Kid?
No, Cancer Bubble managed to hit the volley guy when it was in the back.
No, it was starting to
it was
move to the
moving.
back. Yeah.
My fat. Oh my god, that was my fault. I got distracted by fat kid. Okay. Oh my god.
You're screwed. You're screwed. You have to.
He's running. For those curious, yes. The enemy is known as a shadow in Battle Network 2 and 3.
Oh my god, this is so
You're just gonna
awful.
have to break it. Just break it.
And is known as a nightmare in Battle Network 6.
I hate this game so much. Oh, I forgot one. Dang it. Be right back. Gotta go grab it. That was.
I will. Okay, the nice thing is, the Mop Lance does count as a sword.
Not gonna
It
pick
does.
up yet.
It does deal sword damage, and it does perfectly enough damage to delete the gravity enemies. The unfortunate thing is that they just kind of sometimes throw planets at you. Those are easy to dodge, but sometimes they choose to just kill you. Like,
Oh, wait, I could
they
just literally just boost the sword. I did not think of it.
He's a genius.
Shut up.
I actually didn't think of that. Like, that's actually really smart. I'm not even
Yeah, I was
exaggerating.
wondering why you didn't do it with the wide sword.
Okay,
Yeah,
fat kid. Oh my god. They can't even give me a moment, dude. Oh my god. Tries to tear it down immediately.
So not only, let's get this straight. Not only does Fat Kid say in it or later, because he knew all along, he did not provide this advice originally.
I didn't provide it because I thought there might be a reason and I didn't want to sound stupid giving bad advice.
You obviously saw me not doing it. I was in a panic. It's fine. I was in a panic. I could have thought about that if I just calmed down. This game sucks. Oh my god. No, it actually doesn't. You all should run it.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun game.
It is a pretty fun game. I will.
Oh, god gamer.
And I will say the no wave command codes run is a bit more interesting than
It
any
is.
percent because it actually has a lot of these like interesting fights. Normally, the strat, if you had wave command codes, you'd have access to Tribe King.
You just
What
press
you would-
B.
You would literally try to run away from every fight because you are perfectly safe to do that. If you fail to run away, you have a disgustingly strong buster to deal with all viruses.
Yeah, no wave commands is it's more interesting, but it is harder. So I don't feel like pressured to play that one if you just think the wave command code run looks easier to you or whatever.
Oh my god. The game's actually trolling me. Okay.
You
Oh
borrowed
my god.
I think he borrowed my bottom screen.
The bottom screen is so hard to draw on sometimes. It just like does not register the way you want it.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. The last area, I couldn't even write the first one for like a good 5 minutes. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Game, please.
Upside down Y. Here we go. Can we do it?
Come on, game.
It's almost there.
Come on. You can do it. There we go.
Finally
you-
registered.
How did you have so much trouble with that on the touchscreen and not fail any of the moves?
What?
Ah, didn't count.
I think one of them, like the second or third one, might have been slightly wrong.
Oh, it was. You're right. Please. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, the second one you just drew a pure square.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm surprised with how not reliable that was being, that you didn't fail any of the moves.
It's probably that the left side of his touchscreen is like a little bit out of whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just like really bad recognition in certain parts of your touchscreen. So the middle's fine, but
Just be patient with me, y'all. We got this.
he's almost there.
I mean, with the drawing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So unfortunately, Cancer Bubble does not work very well here because the rocks get in the way and are targeted instead. So it would actually just not hit Plesiosaur.
Oh, what a god.
Close.
A genius.
Can you have used the jet ski to throw the rock?
Yes. Technically did. Destroy one of the rocks. Oh, he got a counter hit? Insane.
Genocide Blazer.
Yes.
What'd you say, Fat Kid?
It is called Genocide Blazer. I double
Given
checked.
permission.
Yeah, we were given permission.
Okay. I was like, oh my god, I thought I could do it.
So the lucky thing is that that
Oh
attack
my god, I got trolled.
is a Lek element, so it doesn't. It's not actually a huge deal to get hit by that attack, but his attack where he comes up from the ground is Aqua element, unfortunately.
Joke. I literally shielded, but okay. What?
Just one more Buster Shot.
What a jerk. You know what? We're gonna overkill him. We're gonna overkill him.
Hey,
Understandable.
he destroyed the rock.
Got it.
There was too much of a mess going on there. Last area. Oh.
It's the next one. So this is the final, well, second to last area, I suppose.
Oh my! It doesn't.
these
I mean,
variants.
it's whatever. I mean, with like the doors.
Yeah.
That's all that really matters right now. Just getting these codes. Oh, jerk!
Almost made it.
Funny, the left corner of my DS touchscreen doesn't work. My left button doesn't work. Man, the left side of my 3DS is just a mess.
It's just broken, yep.
Because you're a winner. There's no elf on this screen.
Oh my god!
The unfortunate thing is that sometimes you are just kind of forced to run into a Murian. There's just no avoiding it based on the pattern you're given.
Probably.
It's a safe bet.
Oh, the mummies. Let's go. Okay.
The mummies are interesting. They normally like heal health slowly over time. I think if you hit them with an electric attack, they decide to like just.
Oh, there's
heal
3 of
instead.
them. Oh god.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
Yeah, the scythe that he likes to throw for some reason blocks projectiles. It's very annoying.
Oh no.
We almost made that. I never even go for that cycle. It's tight.
I mean, considering what's happened to him so far, every time he's backed up, I don't blame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fahrenheit Fist is coming up soon, right?
Correct.
Heck yeah.
Father Fist. So, I guess I can talk about what that joke is. There's there's a weapon in this game called Kaiser Knuckle, but it's in this game translated and just abbreviated as K Knuckle. So a lot of people have previously thought that it was just Kelvin Knuckle.
Like one person.
Yes, exactly. One person has previously thought that it was called Kelvin Knuckle.
We're gonna give him shade. Like, who thinks?
Kelvin is the name of Gio's dad in this game, so that's where he thought it came from.
In their defense, in Star Fox 1 as well, it is given like in an email from.
It's literally in his translator that we find
Yeah.
in deep space. It's like it kind of makes some sense, but it spawned a whole like sequence of jokes about Kelvin because of the temperature gauge. So they named it Fahrenheit Fist
my
instead.
God.
What a
You are a
god!
god gamer.
I did not feel like
You just did not go back and grab.
I did
Kaiser
not.
Knuckle.
I was getting owned so hard. Oh, Kaiser Knuckle. It's fine.
But so yeah, people have jokingly called it Fahrenheit Fist or Father Fist because Kelvin is his father.
Father Fist.
Fahrenheit Fist was definitely my favorite.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, just me.
There's a tiny bit of time that there is a button to restart if you mess up, but usually you can't restart and fit it back in.
I mean, do I
so.
really need it?
Yeah,
I don't
kind of.
Yeah, probably from moves, relay moves,
First
shield.
phase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
It's up to you. It is optional by all
I
means.
recommend it. Show the stream what it does. There you go. So that should be all the convincing you need.
The absolute madman.
General Origa's carried you so hard.
This card is so busted.
No, I'm talking about the fire dance like moved out like
Oh,
the
guy
last
hiding
minute.
behind the box.
Oh yeah. Against Fire 2 though.
Doesn't his AI prioritize hiding behind objects?
It might. I don't remember.
Oh, I thought he acted like the meteors and stuff did. Maybe.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He
Okay.
yeah, I don't
Charge it.
think this sword.
I know. I'm just. This is not a good draw.
No, it wasn't. Oh, it could have been worse. It at least got swords.
Oh, God, gamer.
Here we go.
Genocidal Blazer.
Yeah, there is voice acting on the Japanese version of this game that did not make it to the English or the European versions.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of voice acting, because Europe gets just something removed for no reason. Star Force 1 is identical in every way other than two things, and one of those things is they removed the robotic voice in the pause menu.
Yeah.
Elevator. Wait, not
know
Star Force
why.
3. Oh, wait, you don't have that in Star Force 3.
True, we don't.
So we have two more to go grab. Oh wait, no, did you? Oh, you
You
did.
just got them. Oh my, Rich, where have
forgot.
you been?
No, because he went back.
Yeah, I forgot which side you went to first. Technically, he did it right, so.
Yeah, Star Force 3 did
Your
get
notes
it.
literally say to go there first.
I know. That's why I said he did it right.
Star Force 3
Okay.
did get an English dub.
Okay.
Correct, yeah.
No. Oh my God, no. Okay. Oh my God.
That's touchscreen.
Left side of this touchscreen is struggling. There we go.
That was actually no. Okay, it was much worse last time. I'm not gonna lie.
You need to recalibrate this thing.
Okay,
I
you
was
need to get a
about to ask,
different.
like, do you need to like just recalibrate, or is it a problem with the digitizer of the touch screen?
I don't know. I've not looked into it since I tried that.
And so it is time for the Big Burb Part 2.
Electric Boogaloo?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Lots of fire cards. We like to see that.
Electric Boogaloo. Zercorrect, sorry.
Recommend charging that fire ring.
Thanks, Rich. I was literally about thank you. Thank you, Grand Sensei.
Look at this toxic backseater.
It's very important.
He held on to the firing to make sure he multi hit, if anyone's wondering.
Yeah.
Guy has like 2 hurt boxes, and you just want firing to hit.
Very good Apollo flame draw. You love to see this.
This has been real good draws.
Oh wow, well it stops now.
This
if
is the
only you got
problem.
those green carpets earlier. Actually, it doesn't even do anything.
This is the problem,
No.
unfortunately, with Saurian, is because you don't have access to side select, which lets you select basically more cards per turn, like Zerker does, you actually go through your folder a lot slower, so you're a bit more draw reliant, unfortunately.
Side select is incredibly good, but if you're lucky, it doesn't actually affect much. It's only when
Oh,
you're
here we
unlucky.
go, Flying Impact.
That's such a cool looking move.
And now we get just look at him flying in the background. He's just vibing. You can't hit him out of that.
Very annoying, but it's so cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the panels are just invisible. They still act the same, except that you can't overwrite them with elements.
Yep.
You can even still like stand on top of them if you want on.
And our buster
made
does
that-
fire damage, so that wasn't.
They made that improvement after Battle Network 4 with like Duo, and the panels not existing, and like basically half of the chips just not working as a result. All
Does
right.
Does Bowser work the same way as Thunder did?
Yeah, I think so. Kind
Oh,
of.
it didn't.
But anyway, we're going into the final area now. This is luckily a forced save, so no matter what you do, the game won't let you progress unless you save. And we're going into the final boss fight.
This also has one of the best lines in the game.
I will say, time is not right after the boss. There is a little bit of movement.
Oh my
required.
god! Of course, these things always suck here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right. You're good. But there is a little bit of time after the boss is deleted, so just wanted to let the tech people know.
Yeah, it's on the run back after.
Oh boy, here we go. Literally my nightmare.
Yes, this is
This
Lemu.
guy's Diesel.
What you say? What?
It's
what
literally
Omegasys
what
says.
Omegasys says is this guy's Diesel.
What did they mean by that?
Kevin Nash?
Okay, so first phase is it has this barrier thing.
You learned this from
Uh,
Plum, so we have to mention it right now.
Yeah, it has this barrier thing. You need to do 500 damage to break it. I think it's 500.
500 is close to the number. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah.
Probably about right, so good enough for general use.
But yeah, you need to break this barrier before you can do any damage.
Yep. So normally it just involves using your buster and throwing cards at him. This is actually a kind of nice attack because you can just kind of shield it over and over again. But if you get off cycle, it's really hard to get back on cycle with the shielding and bustering.
It's pretty easy to kind of lose track of cycles and stuff and get hit by some of these attacks. Kind of
Thank
annoying,
God. Oh my God.
especially later.
So now we're on to the second phase. The shield has been broken. We have to hit the Ope art that is in his core.
Yeah, the sorry and Oop part from earlier in the game.
Yep. This is specific to the version you're playing,
Oh boy.
so a nice little callback. But only when it is yellow like that is he damageable.
Yeah, it's
So-
actually a kind of a reused gimmick from Andromeda.
Yeah. This also is very similar to how Duo moves and it works
Yeah,
from Battle
no
Network
wonder,
4.
no wonder everyone hates it. I don't mind this boss though.
So lots of damage from Phantom Slash. Just a quick 400.
To be clear, when it's in that little ball, you can still hit it if you have a breaking in the...
Oh, like right now.
Yeah, like right now.
I honestly wouldn't know if that's actually true or not because I've never risked that.
It does break. It does. It does.
Yeah, it does.
Good to know. Good to know.
I don't blame you though.
So, like,
I would
I'll
not
just wait.
I would not risk that in a run.
It's just like I'll just wait. It's fine.
Because if you have a breaking chip in a run, that probably means it does like 200 damage.
Break Saber or that, yeah. Also, the puddles on the ground are randomly spawning. If you did not have super armor, they would just
Oh, here it goes.
shield.
Oh,
It's
let's
really hard to time that
go.
shield perfectly. You normally get hit once or twice at the end.
Okay, we got like one more fight. Oh my god.
We're close. Almost there.
Oh, no. Let's go.
There it goes. Nice.
Jeez.
You
So-
had me
Not
for a
by
second,
OB.
right there.
At 10 HP, it's like, oh.
All right.
So,
Time is up when we're gonna walk up some stairs, but everyone has to
Yeah.
see Geo die first.
yeah, so you have to, there's a bit of movement at the end. It's after this little lap of victory. When you reach the top of the stairs and Geo stops moving, that is time. This is a lot of lore talking about the main antagonist and whatnot. Not important.
I mean, story's not important in a
All right,
speedrun,
and
right?
time.
It's gonna be okay, guys.
No, dude, I always have to do that when our boy BS.
Yeah.
Get your GGs out in chat for a Ghost Sit and Mega Man Star Force. I almost said Mega Man Battle Network Star Force. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that last fight really got me. Oh my
I
god.
had to hesitate. It's just like, hold on. What am I about to say? Mega Man Battle Force Star Net.
Yes, that's the one. You got it. Nailed it on the head.
That works. Yeah. Thank you so much for being on the show for this. It's actually really cool to have a Mega Man RPG on, because that is pretty awesome. If y'all enjoyed this run, or maybe you came in and, only saw part of it, and you want to see more of this, go follow these three people. Go follow Ghost Sit, go follow Rish. I can't say your name. I'm so
follow
sorry.
Rish.
Rish.
Usually it's the other way around. Jesus Christ, this is surprising me, honestly.
You could also just pull a Railcoon and call me Rish. He does it every time.
Really?
Yeah.
And of course, make sure you follow Fat Kid as well, which, by the way, bless you for being here when you're in the UK, you poor soul.
Oh yeah, no. It's 7 a.m.
He's used to this. He's used to this.
It's like, I might be a nocturnal person, but I don't expect anyone else to be.
On a fat kid's sleep schedule is really, really interesting.
Sleep schedules were those.
Exactly. I'm not gonna lie.
But seriously, thank you so much. This is your time to plug yourselves while we get ready to wrap things up.
Yeah, you can follow me at twitch.tv/ghostsit. I also have a YouTube channel where I post occasionally. Ghostsit too.
Yeah, I guess I'll just quickly say you can follow me at twitch.tv/Rish. That's the main place. RISCH. I'll go live again sometime soon, maybe. I also just want to quickly take this opportunity to shout out Team BN. Team BN is a really cool community of people who are not just speedrunners of the Battle Network and Star Force series. It's just fans overall, and lots of really cool people there. If you are interested in these games in any capacity, highly recommend you check out the Discord. You can find links to it on speedrun.com for any of the Battle Network or Star Force games. So.
We need more Star Force runner. The community is dead. Sorry.
There are very few of us Star Force runners, for sure.
I haven't ran this in years, and I had to relearn it just for this. Rich won't even run it anymore.
I will run it. I'm just...
Rogue SX killed him. It was momentum.
Yeah, I
thanks
super
for having
appreciate
us.
the invite.
Absolutely, it's our pleasure to have you here. And just a reminder to everyone that SGDQ 2022 is coming up at the end of June. The most important thing to look at is at gamesdonequick.com. You'll get more information about the event because registration may be capped. But you do, if you have registered, you do need to update your vaccine information on the site by May 23rd. That is not very far off. It is May 19th in Eastern time right now. So definitely take a look at that. And also, in-person volunteer submissions have closed. However, keep an eye out for our remote volunteer positions opening up soon. TM. Very important. Soon TM. But you can get all the info at gamesunquick.com. As along with other information like our Hotfix and Flame Fatale series of events. That being said, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have the first step, which is doing Bloodstain Ritual of the Night with Kizaron and J Hobbs, I believe. And then on Victory Lap, which is a newer show that takes a look at analyzing PBs or world record runs. They are bringing on Metroid Dread. So if you like Metroid Dread, tune in for that shortly after the first steps. That should be starting probably around 10 p.m. Eastern. So that being said, we're going to send y'all over to a wonderful group of people or a wonderful person or some raid target. Go send all this energy over there.